Yo, 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 what up? It's your boy, Rob, coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get into the content. All right, so I got a couple announcements before we get started. All right, the very first announcement, Blacklight Revelations 2, all right, on Friday at 2 o'clock p.m. Me and TD, episode 3 of Radiation Information, all right? Today at 2 o'clock, if you're not subscribed to TD Hip Hop Media, make sure you go over there and hit the bell icon twice, all right? We are going live at 2 o'clock for another episode of Just Talking. It's going to be fire. Make sure y'all go over there and support my man. Reality Check Virtual Radio. I wasn't able to make the podcast yesterday, but Izzy did a phenomenal job. So make sure you go over there to Reality Check Virtual Radio and check out the most recent video that he did. All right. Hopefully, we'll be doing some more videos, some more content together, and we'll probably do some more episodes this week. And also, if you're not subscribed to the Reality Check Virtual Radio / Blacklight Revelations YouTube channel, make sure you go and subscribe to that channel. And also, if you have Facebook, make sure that you find Reality Check Virtual Radio Blacklight Revelations on Facebook and join the Facebook group. All right. So, as usual, before we get started, we're going to start off with a little bit of news. All right. We're going to start off with a little bit of news because we have some crazy stuff that has been popping off recently. All right. Make sure you also go to Blacklight Revelations 2 and check out the most recent shows over there. All right. The morning show. So make sure y'all go over there and check that out. Some pretty good stuff. You know what I'm saying? There was a construction worker who was killed yesterday in a possible hate crime. I don't know if anybody is familiar with this. I saw this on Twitter. Tariq Nasheed posted it. We're going to go over this. All right. Black construction worker shot 7 times in potential hate crime, police say. So this is him right here. So let's listen to this.
Father of 5, 45-year-old Bobby Gale had just finished up a construction job at a North Stockton restaurant last Friday night, a little before 11:30.
So I was coming back from a football game as an administrator, was done with the night, and I checked. I saw a missed call, and I saw the voicemail.
This is the message his brother left.
One, I'm being shot. Pray for me. I swear to God. Please. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah.
According to the brother, Bobby Gale saw a car driving fast through the parking lot here. That's when he yelled for the man to slow down. That's when the man stopped his pickup truck, got out, and started shooting.
So it was a hate crime. The guy doesn't know my brother. My brother doesn't know him. Out of nowhere, he started calling him the N-word and shooting him. Luckily, it didn't hit any major arteries, but he was shot 7 times, 2 times in the face, in the throat, in his upper arm, the shoulder.
Stockton PD says they average about 8 hate crime cases reported each year in the past 5 years.
And we're working with reporting to California Department of Justice as well as the FBI. We have an officer on the FBI task force, and so it's important for us to make sure that we get the community's help.
You know, we don't know if he'll be able to work at the same capacity. The doctors are letting us know our first thing first is just being able to see that he's breathing right, he's talking right.
The attack appears to be an act of terrorism. James Longman has been following the developments. Hi, James.
So that's what they had there for that video. All right. So let's check out the article and see what it says. The family of a black man who was shot 7 times in Stockton, California last week is pushing for justice in what is now being investigated as a potential hate crime. All right. Now, you know how hard it is to get anything in court as a hate crime against a black person. We all know that here in the United States, there's only certain groups of people who can get hate crimes taken care of in court. And we all know that we're not one of those groups, despite the fact that we're the only group that the United States has shown systemic hatred towards. Bobby Gale, 45, a cement mason and a father of 5, was seriously injured in the unprovoked attack last Friday. Unprovoked. All right. Now, this is what these people want, right? White people constantly go around and wag their fingers at black people talking about, we're not fathers, you know, we don't take care of our kids. Here's an employed father. And guess who took him out? The white man. My man Nasty Dealer is in the building. What's good with you, bro? Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this case, bro? Tariq Nasheed tweeted this. According to his family, his brother Marlon Gale said Bobby had just finished a construction job at a restaurant when the shooting occurred. This big truck came and almost hit them, so my brother says. Hey, slow down. Marlon Gale told ABC News, according to my brother and the guy who was with him, his friend, the guy gets out of the truck, the white guy, and he has a gun, and he starts saying the N-word over and over again and started shooting my brother. What do you guys think about that? Is anybody surprised? I'm not. I'm not. You know what's crazy? What's even more crazy? There's people in the black community who cheer this on. Never understood how you could cheer on death or how you could cheer on harm. For one, coming to anybody, but for two, coming to, you know, somebody who's like you is beyond me. But that's the state of where we are nowadays. Nowadays, we have black people who encourage this. There's a group of people who would call this individual, despite the fact that he had, you know, 5 children, and despite the fact that he was working, a bullet bag, you know, because it's funny, because it's comical, you know, it's hilarious. Hee hee ha ha, you know. Bobby Gale was shot 7 times, including in the face. His family said that he is in stable condition and that no major arteries were hit. Right after the shooting, he left his brother a voicemail saying that he had been shot, asking him to pray. All right, so this is them. And you can see his brother, the darker skinned, bald headed guy. That's the guy who was in the video. It was a miracle. God answers prayers, and we're just so thankful, Marlon Gale said. He's just so happy to be alive and so blessed to be with his family and his children. The Stockton Police Department described the shooter as a white male in his 30s wearing a dark-colored jacket and jeans. Police have described his vehicle as late-model Chevrolet Silverado extended cab with aftermodel chrome-colored wheels. There's a $10,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. That's pretty cheap. This shows you how little a black life is worth. Now, that's a pretty conservative thing to do, to shoot a black dude, right? That's a pretty right-wing stuff. Don't they always talk about how liberal California is? Isn't California the state of the liberals? We're out here doing right-wing stuff like shooting black people. You know what I mean? My man Gary Smith is in the building. What's good with you, bro? Good to see you. So that's him right there again. While detectives are in the early stages of the investigation, they said that the shooting should be probed as a potential hate crime. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar, right? But there was a case in Denver where a white and an Asian teenager burned a Senegalese family alive. Are you guys familiar with that? I have a video of it. That wasn't considered a hate crime. So my question is, if that wasn't considered a hate crime, do we really expect the illegitimate system of government, the illegitimate criminal justice system, to actually do anything about this ever? Yo, Kareem, what's good, bro? I don't. I have zero expectations for this illegitimate criminal justice system. Not familiar with the story. If you go to my YouTube channel, this one right here, Black Light Revelations, and you go to the home page, it's the first video that plays on the home page. It's the first video that plays on the home page. And if you go to the description box, there should be links. Okay. But all they did was just, you know, they made it basically, they made the arsons out to be killers, or I mean, they made them out to be children. You know, they smoothed it over. Well, you know, they didn't really mean to do it, you know. Really only 8 hate crime reports a year. Yeah, and that's the home of the white nationalists and the home of the skinheads, but only 8 hate crime reports a year. So how believable is that, right? This is California, skinhead heaven. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, check it out, bro. It's sad. Like, we need to be aware of this stuff at all times because it's constantly around us. You know what I'm saying? It's constantly around us. The Stockton Police Department said it has an average of 8 hate crime cases a year over the last 5 years. His heart is not right. The hatred inside of him, Marlon Gale said, yes, it was a hate crime, and that person needs Jesus. That person needs prayer. That person needs to be brought to justice. All right. So this is the truck. Our family never expected something like this to happen. We love people. We're people that serve in the community. We people from all backgrounds, he added. We believe in forgiveness, but that person, he definitely needs to be taken off the streets. He's dangerous. Gale said that the police department has been very helpful. Don't give them any, don't give them any credit. If they haven't caught him yet, then they haven't helped with shit. They haven't brought him to justice, and that's the objective. Never give anything in this system of illegitimacy the benefit of the doubt, ever. You know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. Boys will be boys. Exactly. Headphone Music Official, what's good with you, bro? I really believe that they're doing everything they can to try to find this guy. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think that if they wanted to bring that white dude to justice, then they would have already brought him to justice. But the fact that they haven't, and the fact that they didn't, you know what I'm saying, says a lot. So we got a case of toxic femininity. All right. We got a case of toxic femininity. Now I got a question for you guys. Do you guys believe that females can be toxic femininity? All you ever hear about is toxic masculinity, right? If you ever watched any of my older content on this channel, I have my own theories about toxic masculinity. In my opinion, it's not possible for a male to be toxically masculine. That's impossible, and it's a ridiculous indicator. Yeah, you seen it on Tariq's Twitter? Yeah, that's where I got it from. So shout out to Tariq. He's always on top of these stories. I think that women can be toxically masculine, and I think that men can be toxically feminine. But I don't think that a man can be toxically masculine, and I don't think a woman can be toxically feminine. Does that make sense? A toxically feminine man would be somebody who like this, you know, from a male point of view. That would be somebody that's toxically feminine. A woman that's toxically masculine, that would be like Young Ma. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, it'd be like that. So what we have, of course, is a police officer, right? We got a female police officer, off-duty NYPD. I think she might be LGBTQ, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a LGBTQ on straight crime, possibly, if we know this woman's orientation. So off-duty female NYPD officer, and she fatally shot a woman after finding her with her partner. So she found her with her partner, and the partner was another female. This will be LGBTQ on LGBTQ crime. When are we going to have that uncomfortable discussion? Toxic masculinity is absolutely good because there's no such thing. Men can't have high, like overly toxic levels. If you're masculine, you're just a man. If you're feminine, then you're just a woman. You know what I mean? You hit that nail on the head. Bam. Lock her up. Sounds like another Amber Geiger. Facts. And don't comb and brush her hair this damn time. Don't be giving her hugs and hanging all off her like the damn monkey bars. Just put the bitch in jail. Right? Off-duty female NYPD officer fatally shoots woman after finding her with her partner, police said. Police officer was taken into custody at the scene of the shooting. A New York City police officer is in custody after she allegedly shot 2 women, killing one at a home in Brooklyn. She shot 2 women, ladies and gentlemen. This is a woman behaving like this. I wonder whose fault it is. Because you know, if you ask her, she ain't going to say it's hers. The officer who was off duty at the time is believed to have shot both women, one of whom she was dating. They can't even get shit together when they're dating each other. This is a woman gone her own way, right? She went her own way because there's nothing for her with men, right? She likes the scissor action instead of pump action. She went her own way. And then her girlfriend went her own way. And she couldn't handle it. And she turned around and shot her partner. And she shot the person that the partner was cutting cloth with. The officer who was off duty at the time is believed to have shot both women, one of whom she was dating when they returned to the home where the officer's girlfriend lived. Police said the off-duty officer shot a 24-year-old woman in the chest, possibly more than one time, at the Bensonhurst home. The victim, identified as Jamie Lang. Oh, look at this, Jamie Lang. So it was an Asian woman. Was taken to the Maimonides Medical Center and was pronounced dead, police said. Now, this is interesting. Remember we talked about who it is that's actually killing Asian people? And what are we going to do about this? Is this going to be a hate crime or what? This could be a double hate crime. You killed a LGBTQ individual, LGBTQ individual that happened to be Asian. What are we going to do about this? Right? This is one of these uncomfortable conversations that those people on ABC were talking about, right? The uncomfortable conversation that we have to have about what these people are doing. Remember they said they had to have that conversation about us? This is a 2-in-1 as well. This is police, what police are doing to LGBTQ people, right? What police are doing to Asians. We already had the Asian man named Angelo Quinto get murdered by the police in Antioch, California in front of his mom. And white supremacy just brushed that over like it was okay, just like they brush over when they decide to kill a black person, right? So here we go, just killed this bitch because she pissed me off, and that's just it. I'm gonna wash my hands of this, and it's done. We're not going to talk about it in any of the ways that it needs to be talked about. It only needs to be talked about in certain kind of ways when you're dealing with a black person. You can't charge with a hate crime. It's just the charge is too high. Mainstream media. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and we don't know any hate was involved. I mean, well, somebody ended up dead. So that there's not like there was any love involved. What's the opposite of love? The other woman, a 23-year-old who was in the romantic relationship with the officer, was shot in the torso and is expected to survive. All right, so here we got a tweet. So let's listen to this.
Ready? Ready. All right, good evening. Thanks for coming. I'm Assistant Chief Michael Kemper. I'm the Commanding Officer of Patrol Bureau Brooklyn South. I'm joined by Deputy Chief Joseph Galata from Detective Bureau Brooklyn South, Deputy Chief Ruel Stevenson from Patrol Bureau Brooklyn South, Inspector Anthony Marino from the Force Investigation Division, and Captain Tao Chen, who's the Commanding Officer of the 6-2 Precinct. The information I'm about to give is preliminary and is subject to change as this incident just happened a couple of hours ago. But today at approximately 5:00 p.m., multiple 911 calls were made in regards to shots fired and a person shot at a residential location just behind me on 19th Avenue and 79th Street, which is located in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Patrol officers from the 6-2 precinct responded and were met by a female in front of the location who told the officers that she shot someone and that person's inside the house. The patrol officers eventually gained entry into the residence and came upon 2 female victims who were shot. One female, a 24-year-old, was found lying in the living room area, and the second female, a 23-year-old, was found lying on the floor in the bedroom. It was at this time that EMS was requested to the location, and the officers began CPR efforts. Both females were removed via EMS to Maimonides Hospital. The 24-year-old was shot to her chest, possibly more than one time, and she was pronounced deceased, unfortunately, at 5:53 p.m. this afternoon. The 23-year-old was shot once to her torso, and she is expected to survive. The individual responsible for the shooting is a 31-year-old female who was a 5.5-year veteran of the NYPD. She is a police officer assigned to a Patrol Borough Brooklyn South precinct. She's currently in our custody and is at a local hospital for an evaluation. This horrific incident is being treated as a homicide case. The motive is believed to be domestic in nature. To that, the NYPD's Force Investigation Division has the lead on this investigation, and they're being assisted by the Kings County DA's office. Questions?
Is there any truth or can you confirm that the member of the department went into the residence, discovered her significant other in the home with this other woman?
We believe it's domestic in nature. We believe all 3 parties knew each other, meaning the MOS, the police officer, knew both parties.
Whose home is it?
This is the individual that is in the hospital shot, not likely to die. It's her residence.
And is that the significant other of the member of the shooter?
Yeah, we believe they had an intimate relationship, correct?
Chief, was the cop home or inside waiting for these 2 women to come home?
So at this point in the investigation, it's a little early. We believe that the cop was inside the residence before.
What's good, bro? This is a case of a female cop who came home, I guess, and caught her partner with another woman and shot and killed her and shot and killed the other partner. Hey, good job with the podcast last night, bro. You held that shit down. Great work.
The other 2 females came home, yes.
Trespassing? She doesn't live
That's
there,
something to be determined.
Was her service weapon the weapon that she used in the shooting?
As far as the weapon used, I can't definitively tell you if it was a service weapon, but what I can tell you is that there is ballistic evidence recovered on the scene, which includes a firearm. It's a very good chance it is a service weapon, but I can't commit to that.
You roll up on a scene. It's a police officer who has allegedly admitted to shooting 2 people, and you find this. What is that like as a cop to find that?
Listen, it's the whole incident is horrible, but these cops perform great, just heroically, and this is what NYPD cops come upon every single day throughout the entire city. They're well trained. They're excellent at what they do. Is this an incident that they would want to come upon? No. But unfortunately,
he said the police are well trained and they're excellent at what they do. Yeah, they are. You know what I'm saying? Amber Geiger successfully walked in a house and offed somebody. Those cops that killed Breonna Taylor, they successfully walked in a house and offed somebody. And this bitch here successfully walked in a house and offed somebody. So I would say, yeah, they're excellent professional hitmen and assassins, which, as we all know, when it comes to being black, that's what the police do.
Throughout their careers, they come upon scenes like this.
Chief, what can you tell us about the cop for 5.5 years? Any disciplinary issues?
As far as disciplinary issues, I don't see anything right now. With that said, that's going to be part of the investigation. And as the minutes and hours progress, we'll learn a little more.
Chief, when Chief had the patrol outside the house,
You said, where's your tools? What you mean? You ain't got a wrench on here? Is that what you're talking about? You said, where's your tools? You don't have a wrench on this account? Was the police officer white and the... Oh, for real? Damn, I got to fix that shit. I thought I had you on here. The fuck? All right, I'll fix that shit, bro. Now, that part, I don't know. Was the police officer white and the partner black? Hold on real quick. Shit. That part, I don't know. I'm not sure. No wrench? Damn. All right, I'm gonna get you together. As soon as I get this stream over, I'm gonna get you together, bro. I thought I had you wrenched up like last motherfucking year on this account. It's all kind of YouTube be doing some weird shit. Like I could have sworn like a long time ago when I first made this account, Nikki was a wrench, and you know what I'm saying? Like she ain't. Like is it weird ass shit. YouTube be doing some weird ass shit. Is it Nasty Dealer? Are you a wrench on here? Because I swear to God, I made your account a wrench long time ago. YouTube is doing weird shit, in case you guys haven't noticed. You know what I'm saying? Like, always pay attention to the dumb shit that YouTube does. You can always tell when they're changing shit or when they're tweaking something or doing some little experimental bullshit. You will always be able to know. They do some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I think they might be updating YouTube or something right now, but you can tell.
I would describe her as calm and collective and very forthcoming.
You said there were multiple 911 calls. Did the officer at any point call 911?
There were 3 911 calls made in relation to this job. The question as to who the 3 callers are is what we're looking at. So I'll just leave it at that.
What were her words to the best of your recollection? How did she put it?
Simply put, she confessed. That's all I'm going to say.
Chief, I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. The 24-year-old who was shot, she was pronounced dead. She was the one found in the living room, and you believe it's her home?
No.
Okay.
The 23-year-old who was shot one time, who was expected to survive, it's her home. Or simply put, the MOS and her, we believe, at this point, had an intimate relationship.
But not all 3 of them.
You believe
I can't answer that question.
You believe the 24-year-old and the officer had a relationship, and it's possible the 23-year-old who is the 23-year-old, excuse me, the 24-year-old who's deceased was not part of the relationship with the cop, may have been with this partner. Am I correct?
There's a very good chance of that, yes.
We know she was off duty. Was she scheduled to work tonight? And if not, when was she scheduled to go back?
She last worked last night on the 1st platoon. She got off this morning, and she was scheduled to go back to work tonight.
Can you confirm one more time? Who died? What was the relationship to the cop that this died?
Okay. The MOS, the cop, had a relationship with a female. That female is alive. There's another female in the equation who was shot and pronounced deceased. I hope, was I clear?
Yes.
To everyone,
And you
so you
believe the
understand?
23 and the 24-year-old may have been having something on the side that the officer was not aware of.
That's a possibility, and that's something that we're going to look into as this investigation moves forward, yes.
What is the officer's name and possible charges?
We're not going to release the name right now.
Now, how do they do that?
CPI will release that to you.
How do they determine? Do you see how shady this police officer is doing? He's only answering certain questions. They're not going to release any names. What is the official protocol behind how you get a chance to release the names? Yeah, facts. I hope this is a hate crime, but I don't think law enforcement want to have that on their jackets. So was this between a white woman and a black woman? Is that what the case was here? I didn't know that. See, in this article that I have here, they don't show any names or any faces or anything.
But suffice to say, the officer you'll be charging this, she's confessed to a homicide.
Yeah, like I think I said in my statements, this case is being treated as a homicide case.
Okay, folks.
How many shots were fired, if it's clear?
It's unclear right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's interesting. He said the case is being treated as a homicide. Well, I mean, it should be, right? If she confessed to it. The suspect, 31, is a police officer in the 72nd District, which encompasses the Park Slope and Sunset Parks of Brooklyn. You guys remember that movie, Sunset Park? I think Fredro Starr was in it. The officer had worked for the NYPD for 5.5 years, police said. She was at a local hospital for evaluation. We believe it's domestic in nature. We believe all three parties knew each other. Assistant Chief Michael Kemper, commanding officer of Patrol Borough Brooklyn South, said at a press conference Wednesday evening. We believe that they had an intimate relationship, he said, of the officer and the 23-year-old woman. Now, there's a lot here because that last name that she has is Asian. And these are LGBTQ people. So, you know, they should be able to treat this case as if this was a black person and fit in as many charges as they can. And right there, we have protected classes. We have LGBTQ and Asian. So this officer should be doing quite a stint in jail. That is, you know, if the justice system is legitimate. The officer remained at the scene and told police she had shot the two women, according to police. So she confessed. This is what that journalist was saying, that she confessed. She confessed, and she's still kind of getting the cover, you know? The officer who was there, he kind of didn't really seem too keen on giving up too much information. You know what I mean? Police said that they were still investigating, but recovered a gun on the scene. And there's a very good chance it's her service weapon, Kemper said. The whole incident is horrible, but these cops performed great, just heroically. And this is what NYPD cops come upon every single day, Kemper said. Is this an incident that they would want to come upon? No. But unfortunately, throughout their careers, they come upon this. All right. So what do you guys think about that? So right off the rip, we got a questionable hate crime with that construction worker who the guy shot, the white guy shot. And then we have this right here, off-duty, toxically feminine police officer. Toxically feminine woman. Notice the police law enforcement don't want to say it was another police officer who shot the two females. Yeah, they're on code. Yeah, he's acting like he doesn't know how to talk. Now, I guarantee you when he's at his little police briefings, I guarantee you he knows how to articulate his orders real well for how to search and frisk people. But now when he's in front of the microphone and we're asking about the corruptness and the murder that another police officer did of a civilian, now he acts like he doesn't know how to talk. Isn't that interesting how that shit works? She will walk. Race soldiers are a protected class in the United States. Facts. What's good, Gary? What's good with you, Bronze? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. This is why we got to be aware of these kind of things and not just be aware of them. We have to find ways to deal with this kind of stuff. Now, if this was white people, some separate, unrelated, outside white group would sue and push for more charges. They tend to do that. They tend to meddle in shit when they want to make a statement. You know what I'm saying? So if we were on code the right way, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we would just get an attorney and try to make sure that attorney pressed as hard as they could for hate charges against this police officer, right? Especially if this police officer happened to kill some minorities. Why not? That's what they do. That's how they play. You got some money set aside for a black business for COVID-19. You know, we're going to get on code with this Latino company and sue the state of Oregon to hold the business up. Okay, cool. You got a race soldier about to go to jail. Well, we're going to make sure that that prosecutor has an extra team of attorneys so they can just tack on every little crime. And if the bitch was double parked, you know, she won't get out of jail until she serves her time and pays the ticket as well. That's what needs to get done. But who's going to do it? You know what I'm saying? Delmo, what's good, bro? What's going on with you, Playboy? Good to see you. So I don't know if you guys saw the newest updates about Chappelle. Izzy actually did a good job in his stream last night, where he talked about I think the guy's name was Conscious Moon. Now, I want you guys to see something. You remember when I said if we were on code, when that cop, that race soldier is going through a bad situation, it's our obligation to make it worse. You already getting charged. It's our obligation to get the prosecution more support so he can get more charges against you. The same way they do us. Look what the LGBTQ community is doing with Chappelle. Trans Netflix employees will stage a walkout to protest the controversial Dave Chappelle special. What do you guys think about that? Now, they didn't walk out on Ed Buck. Why is the news saying allegedly when the bitch literally said it out her own mouth that she shot both them bitches? Right. Right. That is an excellent question. What do you guys think? I'm going to post this comment up on the board. Why is the news saying allegedly when this bitch literally said out her mouth that she shot both them bitches? Do that make any sense? That don't make any kind of sense at all, do it? If you have Prime Video, I need everyone to watch Finding Kendrick Johnson. ASAP. Start making noise again on this case. Yeah, there's too many details fucked up in this case. My coworker, Izzy, that I be, that I be working with when, when we talk sometimes. She actually showed me this. Now, that case that you're talking about, Kendrick Johnson, that was the kid, I think. Was he at a high school or a college? And he was rolled up in a mat. Is that guy? That's what's up, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, that stuff we was talking about this morning and that we should do a stream before the next scheduled Reality Check Virtual Radio and talk about that. I think that'd be good. High school. And yes. Okay, cool. All right. You got your wrench now? My computer ain't waterproof. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't afford any more tears. Fuck around and fry the circuits with all that damn whining you was doing. No, I'm just I'm just playing. I'm just playing, bruh. If they have hey, what's up, Hamburger? What's good with you, bro? If they have a mansion, a name by now should know that a white person they're protecting. Yeah, facts. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's good with you, bro? Good to see you. So what do you guys think about this? We all know what's going on with this. We all know what time it is with this. What do these people look like that are staging this walkout? See, this is what the LGBTQ community needs to understand. And like I said, Izzy did a great job in his live stream yesterday. So make sure y'all watch that. If y'all not subscribed to Reality Check Virtual Radio, go over there and subscribe to his channel. You know what I'm saying? Let him walk out and fire him. Yeah, I agree. Facts. Let him. Absolutely. Goodbye. Peace. Adios, amigo. Deuces. Hasta la vista. You know what I'm saying? You say there's a new case called an individual named Jelani Day. I haven't heard about that one, bro. How many trans employees are there at Netflix? 3, 6? That's a good question. You got to ask yourself, how are they getting so much traction to all that they're complaining? Where I work at is all black. Well, it's all black people and like 2 white people. And when we complain, we don't get any traction. And it's literally all black people in that motherfucker. 1 cool white person, 1 Karen. You know what I'm saying? That case is bad too. Well, let's check that one out. Yo, Delmo, if you can inbox me some shit about that case, I'd appreciate it, bro. Yo, Bad Seeds, what's up with you, bro? What's good? Hold on real quick. Hold on. Hang tight. Hang tight for like 2 seconds real quick. Yeah, shoot me that shit about that case if you can. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanna check it out. All right, cool. That's what I wanted to do. All right. Welcome to the family, Bad Seeds. So, transgender Netflix employees have been speaking out about the comedy special, which contains a litany of transphobic material and insensitive commentary. There's no transphobic material in there, and the entire thing is insensitive commentary. But last time I checked, insensitive commentary was not illegal, and it wasn't breaking any rules that the FCC has on communication. So why is it a factor, and why is it even being discussed? This is WS LGBTQ. No doubt, bro. You've been around for a long time, and I always forget to give you a wrench. So, you know what I'm saying? You should have had one months ago. You know what I'm saying? This is WS LGBTQ. So what my advice, right, to black LGBTQ people is, what is that comedian's name? Was it Flame Monroe or something like that? They need to listen to that interview, the one that Izzy hit me on to with Flame Monroe and Don Lemon. And that y'all need to understand that there's two LGBTQ communities. There's two. There's one that benefits and the one that does all the muling. And the people that are dragging Dave Chappelle is not us. It's not the LGBTQ people that's part of our community. It might be one or two little bootlicks. You know what I'm saying? You got Don Lemon and that, you know, that the nonsense, that idiot that he was interviewing. And I'm not talking about Flame Monroe. I'm talking about the other transgender woman. But those people don't get any benefits from being transgender. These WS LGBTQ people, they get to be as racist as they want to be. And they hide their racism behind being part of they've quote, put themselves into a marginal group by being LGBTQ. And so they get to blanket being WS in LGBTQ and play this whole kumbaya game as if everything is all cool. And, you know, the black LGBTQ people are so, you know, just, you know, happy to be accepted and different things like that. They forego the acceptance that they already get with the black community to be accepted. Yet again, falling for this trap of being accepted by the greater white society, which in this case will be the smaller, greater LGBTQ society. Now, my question is, what benefit is any black LGBTQ person going to get from the canceling of Dave Chappelle? You know what I mean? Boule blacks and white liberals are going after Dave. Exactly. Exactly. Which Boule blacks, as we all know, that's the same as a white liberal. So instead of calling the Boule Society, we may as well call these people white liberals. Did you see Godfrey take on Dave special imitating Paul Mooney? Somebody did a video. I think Forgotten Kings TV put a video up of that, and I didn't get a chance to see it yet. I got to check it out. Minorities when they need to be, white again when they want to be. Facts. In UK, most comedy is under attack. That's terrible, Foxhole. That's how it is here in the United States. Everything is under attack here. Transgender Netflix employees and co-workers will stage a walkout next week, protesting the streaming giant's decision to release Dave Chappelle's latest comedy special. The fact that you're protesting this and you're not protesting, look at this. Now, Izzy went over these hate crime statistics, right? Izzy, I got a question for you. Do you know this off the top of your head? Because you're real good with this stuff. When it comes to trans and LGBTQ violence, what community suffers the most? Is it black LGBTQ people who suffer the most from hate crimes? My question is, what is a protest of Dave Chappelle and his comedy special? How is that helping black LGBTQ people be protected from white supremacists that like to kill black LGBTQ people like Ed Buck? How is this protest of Dave Chappelle helping protect other LGBTQ people against Ed Buck? That's what I want to know. I want the answer to that question. It brings nothing. Absolutely. It's not at all. Absolutely. So my question is, why are white LGBTQ people doing it? Because we got this whole kumbaya thing and it's all about the LGBTQ community, right? Well, the white LGBTQ people that's so offended by Dave Chappelle need to explain to their black counterparts how removing Dave Chappelle's comedy special is going to decrease the likelihood of a transgender individual that's black or Latino, mainly black, walking down the street in New York City getting killed. That's what they need to do. You think they can do it? You think that, you know, taking Dave Chappelle off the shelf is going to help keep any, you know, transgender people alive? Because remember, all lives matter, right? They didn't protest or walk out for that little girl movie, but they mad at a comedy special. Bro, they didn't walk out or protest for Ed Buck. They didn't walk out or protest for Ed Buck. You know what I mean? So again, you got to ask yourself, what's up with these initiatives? You know what I mean? Black is the highest, Latino is the second, white is the lowest. So we got to ask ourselves, what's the purpose of this? What's the benefits of this? Because white LGBTQ people are so racist that they're using the black LGBTQ community as the cancellation vehicle. They whispering in their ear, hey, aren't you guys offended that Dave Chappelle's talking about you guys? Aren't you guys? No, white LGBTQ. Dave Chappelle's talking about you guys. I think the drugs they go on messes with their heads. Facts. Shot, I barely heard the libs speaking on Ed Buck. Facts. Isn't that funny how that shit worked? Isn't that funny how that shit worked? The liberals, they sure as hell didn't say too much about Ed Buck. They sure as hell didn't say anything about Ed Buck. Now, I got that article that Izzy had on his live stream from last night. The one that you God put in, or I said you God, like we watching the Wu-Tang Clan and shit. That you law put into the chat. And the reason why I got this is because I think that everybody should watch this, because these are how people who fear for their life and have hate crime legislation, this is how they behave. Remember, what was her name? Juju Chang, I think. Juju Chang said that Asian people need to have the talk. They need to have a talk with their kids about their relationship with black people. That's what Juju Chang said. Remember that? We're going to play this video because it was acting up on Izzy's. But this is how people that have a hate crime legislation, that fear for their life all the time, this is how they behave. This is how aggressive they are.
Okay. So because you didn't wear your mask.
But I feel like getting closer.
Okay.
It's not good.
Close your mouth. Wear some mask. Do you read English? Do you read English?
No, I'm actually.
You don't read, right?
I don't read any English.
Okay, you don't read English. Then you should go back to your country, man. I don't know where you're from.
Is this a joke right now?
No.
Dora, are you just gonna let your dad say this to me?
So what?
Do you know how you guys have been treating me lately? I'm not talking to you guys about it.
Huh? So what?
So go back to my country.
I don't know. You see, you don't know English. I'm from Hong Kong. I know English.
Sir, come on.
Come on, what?
You don't know who I am.
Then, come on.
Sir, you're.
Show me. Show me who you are. I'm nervous.
Are you gonna get your husband now? Because he's yelling at me, trying to get me.
Did I get? Yeah, beat me. Come on! I'm so scared. I'm scared.
I'm not gonna fight you. This is.
No, I'm scared.
I feel this is enough.
I'm scared.
Yeah, he's scared. Let's watch it again. Let's watch this again.
Okay.
So
Because you didn't wear your mask.
I feel like getting closer.
Okay.
It's not good.
Close your mouth. Wear a mask. Do you read English? Do you read English?
No, I'm actually.
You don't read, right?
I'm reading.
Okay, you don't read English. Then you should go back to your country, man. I don't know where you're from.
Is this a joke right now?
No.
Dora, are you just gonna let your dad say this to me?
So what?
Do you know how you guys have been treating me
Huh?
lately? I'm not talking to you guys about it.
Huh? So what?
So go back to my country.
Huh? I don't know. You see, you don't know English. I'm from Hong Kong. I know English.
Sir, come on.
Come on, what?
You don't know who I am.
Then, come on.
Sir, you're.
Show me. Show me who you are. I'm nervous.
Are you gonna get your husband, ma'am? Because he's yelling at me, trying to get me.
Did I get? Yeah, beat me.
I'm
Come on! I'm so scared. I'm scared.
I'm not gonna fight you. This is.
No, I'm scared.
You know, this is enough.
I'm scared.
Yep. So there's that. Asian allies, right? They're the ones that need to have some kind of talk, right? According to Juju Chang, they need to have a talk about black people, right? Now, I got two more videos that just made me want to show some more videos real quick, because it's really irritating when white people call these people the model minority, because there's no such thing as a model minority. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some stuff from the greatest archives ever. You guys recognize that? Let's watch.
Now, just in case you're one of the trolls desperately hoping to stop me from documenting the Asian community's racism against black people, here's some more black truth for you. The appropriately named Jason Lai was an Asian race soldier in the San Francisco Police Department. San Francisco, you'll recall, was one of the main cities where anti-black Asian racists came out in droves to protest the rightful conviction of a racist killer, Peter Lai. Well, Jason Lai was forced to resign this month after he was accused of raping an unidentified woman August 2nd of last year. The woman went to the hospital on August 7th, but refused to make a report to the cops who were there. And can you blame her? Well, on August 9th, she identified Jason Lai from a police lineup. The accusation prompted an investigation into Lai that uncovered an entire cavern of Asian anti-black racists. Lai's superior, Lieutenant Curtis Liu, attempted to cover for his racist pal, but it's obvious the Asians don't have as much experience with being race soldiers as their white counterparts. First Lieutenant Liu called Jason Lai and informed him that he'd been accused of rape. And it's safe to say there must have been a lot to the accusation, because Liu immediately tried to bury it. After being caught interfering with the investigation, Liu then lied and claimed that he'd actually called Jason as a joke. But the paperwork made it clear Liu's true motive was to falsify a police report where he listed the suspect as unknown, even though he was the one who had a phone conversation with Lai, and it was Liu himself who had told the target of the report. They're model minorities, all right, and it's clear whose model they're following. Anyway, the warrant gave the investigators permission to seize Lai's personal cell phone. And on August 9th, 2015, the day the victim identified Jason Lai in a photo lineup, he immediately texted his racist pals this message: "This is my drop phone. Don't contact me or answer any calls, texts from my normal cell until further. Jason Lai." Well, that's an innocent man if I ever saw one. No evidence of collusion at all. Yep, just one rotten apple in an otherwise honorable police department. I want to emphasize that all these texts were sent on Jason Lai's personal cell phone, exactly the same way Peter Liang used his phone to text his police union rep after he murdered Akai Gurley. Still want to claim this is all just a bunch of coincidences? When you read the text messages, it becomes clear Lai wasn't alone at all. Other Asian race soldiers, like Ronald Chang, are identified, but other participants are conveniently redacted. So, all we're getting is a small peek into the Asian community's communication with one another regarding Black people, but even so, it confirms everything we've said and puts the lie to the Asians' pathetic talk about how they're not targeting us. They put their heads together, coordinate their next attack, and even the next victim. They plan out their hate crimes and then carry them out. Lai and his other Asian race soldiers in the SFPD toss around the usual slurs and a few of their own, such as hot guai, a Chinese racial slur against Black people. The mayor of San Francisco, another Asian, is doing the usual song and dance about how
these people are no different. No different. They already have copied the law enforcement infiltration. As you can see, they have the text messages with the racial slurs documented. They're targeting Black people. Anytime a Black person defends himself against the Asian, just like in this situation, you have the entire Asian population rallying and picketing to get that Black person sentenced to a crime. Now, pay attention to what's going on with that Andrew Lang. The Black Authority actually did a great live stream talking about him and his shady plans of trying to come up with some far-right Asian political party. They already made the anti-Black alliance with Fox News. So just pay attention to how this goes. This is why it's so important for people to not be fighting and pay attention to all of these other groups that are looking to try to hurt us. Because that's exactly what they're doing, is looking to try to hurt us. Was that cop LGBTQ? Yeah. Yep. What's up, methinks? Yeah, that cop was LGBTQ for sure. Does every group have a name against Black people? Damn, even other Blacks have a slur for other Black people. Yeah. Yeah. We're bullet bags to other Black people. Yeah, I mean, so that's why I say, like, we need to deal with people who are of a like mind, come together for constructive things like sharing news and information and trying to create power for ourselves. And those people who aren't on the same page as us, they have to get left because they're part of the problem. And clearly we got a lot of damn problems. I mean, look at this shit. And my question is, how many of you guys heard about this story? I got one more story and then I get right back on program, but I'm going to post a link to these two videos that I'm playing, but these are on, you guys know Professor Black Truth has two channels. He's got the one that everybody watches, and then there's the other one. I don't know, it's like a long lost channel called Black Truth Forever. That's where I got this stuff from.
how he deplores their behavior, but not once does he identify that it's Asians doing it. The police chief, putting on his own pathetic act as if he's so indignant, talks about the need for more sensitivity training. Both of them are doing their part to cover for the racists who are right in front of them. All of this play acting they're doing is a show for the benefit.
I want you guys to read these text messages. These are from the police. Where's the white people and the Asian people at? What is your excuse for this? 3157. N-word doesn't even have Facebook. Where's your professional word for that? Or should we just say, I mean, you people are emotional. I mean, this is one of the reasons why when Chappelle gets in trouble, we rub his nuts. See, that's what I call white manning. This is one of the problems when you're Black. You either got left-wing liberal snowflake white supremacists trying to cancel you because they want to define what's offensive versus what's not, so they can exert racism in the way that they see fit. Or you have actual far-right racists that, just simply want to be as vile as they possibly can because, That's the only thing that their DNA sequencing allows them to exert. So now you see right here, he says, I hate that Beaner. But I think the N-word is worse. This is coming from the model minority. And again, this is one of the reasons why they call Asian people the model minority, because they model white supremacy and anti-black racism like a Xerox copy machine.
To the public. They've already put their eggheads together to figure out how they're going to keep this latest damning revelation from changing the status quo. You'll recall that last year there was a texting scandal in the San Francisco PD as well. Several of those officers were allegedly forced out, but just like the Peter Liang case, a corrupt judge invoked a so-called officer's Bill of Rights and said the state only had 1 year to take action on misconduct allegations. Some of the cops who were put out.
Now, did you hear how Professor Black Truth mentioned the officer's Bill of Rights? Take a wild guess who created the concept of the officer's Bill of Rights. And look at that. Look at that. You guys see my camera got zapped again. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to put your guesses into the comment section about who it was that created the officer's Bill of Rights.
Are now demanding their old jobs back, by the way. Now, of course, the judge's ruling is all horse crap because cops are city employees and the city is well within its rights to fire a cop for any behavior deemed as unbecoming a peace officer. But this isn't about law. It's about white supremacy protecting its foot soldiers. The race soldiers figured out long ago that when they've gone too far, they have to put on a show trial to placate the public. As soon as the court gives a guilty verdict, the public goes back to watching TV as if nothing had happened. No one hangs around to see if the judge is going to try to pull a fast one at sentencing. No one watches to see if a corrupt appeals.
Hamburger got the right answer. Biden. And he did it during the Rodney King trial.
Court breaks the law and sets a criminal loose. The white and Asian anti-black racists are operating out of the same playbook and are already moving to do the exact same scheme here because they allowed Lieutenant Liu to retire from the force, and they have all but said that there is going to be no serious charges filed against him. And as for Jason Lai, about the only thing he's looking at is an arraignment for an unrelated charge due to his having illegally accessed DMV records on May 3rd of last year. And just like with Peter Liang, we're being told that even though these text messages sent when Lai thought no one would know, don't tell us who and what he truly is. Sounds kind of like accident, not a crime, now doesn't it? The crooked head of the SFPD's union claims this is only a handful of officers, but then again, we've only had 2 real investigations into the culture of racism by whites and Asians in that department, and those 2 probes have already found almost a dozen racist cops. And these aren't just rookies or patrolmen or 911 dispatchers either. These are veteran officers, lieutenants, commanders, racists who have been in the department and violating citizens' rights for decades, imprisoning them on trumped-up charges for decades, and murdering innocent people with impunity for decades. These are the scum who have shaped and run the San Francisco Police Department. When you've got this many rotten apples, it's time to admit that there's something wrong with the whole damned orchard. If the Asian trolls who come to my channel want more evidence of their inherent racism, they'll get it all right. Not because I think it will change their twisted minds, but rather because I think of it as twisting the knife. I will continue to compile these atrocities and expose them, and you will continue to be identified for the cheap, vile racist that you are. In a side note, one of the cops in this latest scandal is a Keith Yiberetta. He was identified as the one who made the majority of the racist remarks against black people, and his attorney's defense of him is strangely telling. According to Yiberetta's attorney, he felt that he had the credentials to joke because he's married to an African-American woman and even had children by her.
Now, isn't that interesting right there? Probably married to a chick that calls us bullet bags. So he's credentialed to put some bullets in us. Izzy always says it the best. Your proximity to black dick or your proximity to black pussy doesn't make you black. Any non-black people that are with somebody black should be on notice of that.
Reminds me of how Mayor de Blasio of New York felt that it was okay to joke about colored people's time because he's married to a black woman who didn't utter a peep of dissent afterwards, by the way, and not surprisingly, they have a biracial child together too, don't you know? As usual, whenever a white man is attacking black people, there's almost always a black woman.
Now, speaking of the biracial child, right? Do you guys remember, Izzy, you might have heard about this. I think this actually took place in Compton. There was a biracial woman who she ended up dead. I think she got shot. It was during the AAPI hate crime initiative, right? Now, she was black and Asian. She was I don't know, she was a Blasian woman. I think that's what they call that. Now, the interesting thing is that the news reported her as an Asian woman who was killed. They called it an AAPI hate crime. But when they showed her family on the TV, her family were black. Ironically, they got an Asian lawyer. How's that work?
Totally willing to act as his cheerleading squad. When will black women stop being so desperate for a white man that they'll tolerate any level of abuse towards the black community or themselves? Apparently, never. Take notes, black women. This is why black men don't consider you to be any sort of real partners in the fight against white supremacy. Because out of any interracial coupling, black women are the most likely to be willingly involved in a relationship with a white supremacist and to stay in it no matter how offensive or vile that white supremacist behavior is. It even seems the worse their behavior, the more defiantly black women will stand with them. I'm no booster of interracial.
Damn. With the recent hubbub, on social media with some of the things and some of the content being put out, Professor Black Truth was kind of he was kind of on it. Hey, what's up, Miss Jazzy? He was kind of on it back then. This was eerie fortune telling, eerie predictability. Very interesting.
Racial marriages, but at least the white women who marry black men don't exhibit this kind of blatant bigotry. The white men who marry black women almost always do. But I digress. Now, since we have multiple Asian cops being accused of crimes and misdemeanors against black people, I'm wondering, where are the Asian politicians? Where are their white supporters calling for justice, not retribution? Aren't the Asians going to defend these guys too?
Hey, Izzy, you still in here? I think what we should do is we should start a special segment on Reality Check Virtual Radio called Where's the White People? Because when we get to the Kyrie Irving section of this show, we're going to ask about where's the white people? Where's the white right that's grabbing Dave Chappelle's balls right now to help support Kyrie? Because since they like to categorize everything, right? You have to categorize everything. If you're not, somebody who wants to get a vax, you know what I mean? You're on the right. And if you are somebody who gets a vax, then you're on the left. These are the definitions that white people put forth for how to politicize the pandemic, right? So seeing that Kyrie Irving doesn't plan on taking the vaccine, that would qualify as a right-wing conservative platform, right? Where they at? Where's Joe Rogan? Where's Tim Pool? Where's Tucker Carlson? I mean, Tucker Carlson, he sure as hell tried to shove his hand up Nicki Minaj when Nicki Minaj was saying everything that she wanted to say. But notice how Tucker Carlson has, no notice for a black man who says that. See, this is the things that we got to do. We have to suffocate these people in their inconsistencies until they turn blue, which shouldn't be hard to see.
Where are the nationwide protests in their defense? Hell, where are the protests by Asians in San Francisco for that matter? After all, these guys didn't kill anyone. Raped, but not killed. It was all a bunch of ribald, good-natured jokes, right? No crime was committed here, right? Aren't they going to try some sort of half-assed free speech defense? They're always good for that. Will we see media whores like Jessica Hong and Shirley Ng lying through their teeth yet again and telling us that these Asian officers are being used as scapegoats? Will the Asians try to tell us again that these racist bastards are being made to pay for the crimes of an entire nation? What? Asians were scapegoats a month ago, but not this month? We aren't hearing a peep from the Asians. Not one of them is willing to stand with the black community, though. Not one of them is calling for justice for the black citizens of San Francisco. I thought the Asians were motivated purely by a keen sense of propriety and fair play. At least that's what they've said in all their lame-brained protests. Please don't tell me that they were only lying. Just another Jason lie, I suppose. You can't defend a racist bastard who murdered a man in cold blood, but then fall silent when your fellow Asians are shown to have merely swapped racist text. One racist Asian who murdered a man is threatened with prison, and you have Asians in the thousands protesting nationwide. But when a handful of Asians lost their jobs and are threatened with jail time, suddenly you don't have a word to say? Their entire fraudulent defense of lying was that the charges weren't proportional to his act. But of course, how could it be when the Asians claimed that there was no crime at all? So, since all that happened here were a few racist texts, I fully expect those same Asian blowhards to turn out en masse in these guys' defense. After all, white cops have gotten away with sending racist texts. They didn't go to jail. They didn't lose their jobs. The Asians are scapegoats, right? Surely the Asians are going to be all over this one, right? Except this one doesn't fit the Asians' racist narrative. I guess they're having trouble figuring out how to craft a line of bullcrap to defend him with. You wouldn't be able to claim that a defensive lie isn't based on race this time, now could you? You see, the reason they're being so quiet isn't because of anything that Lai, Lu, or the rest of the East Asian clan have done. The reason this time is that they would have to show who they really are, and by not standing by the racists, they have already exposed their hypocrisy. The Asians understand completely the kind of cynical racist game that they're playing, and they can only do it when they've got the right kind of cover to hide behind. So they'll get out there so long as the evidence of Asian racism isn't too damning, or when they perfect a line of rhetoric that will allow them to push yet another thinly veiled racist campaign against us. And I'm sure there will be another racist Asian cop killing, raping, or assailing black people before too long. That train is never late. But then again, there's a large number of Asians in the Bay Area, particularly in the courts. Even if these scumbags go down for this, they've got an entire support apparatus who will pull strings in their favor as well. You see how the evil of Asian racism against black people works. These are not isolated incidents. This is their standard operating procedure. They're literally working according to a formula. In this case, all the parts necessary to engineer a Peter Liang style perversion of the course of justice weren't there, but they'll be working on that so that in a few more months, when the next gaggle of Asian racists are exposed, they'll be able to ensure that there's not so much as an investigation. As Jason has always told you, racism is a group sport. Find one race soldier and you're absolutely guaranteed to find tons of others, because that's how racism works. This is organized crime in the purest sense. I hope you also notice how the white media is attempting to use Asians as their newest stalking horses against black people. They report on these stories, but they are very careful to never mention that the racist cops are Asian. They put the emphasis on the crime, not who committed it. This is meant to give cover to Asian racism, and don't think the Asians don't know it. They would be severely undercut if Asian racism was fully exposed. Only a fool would even attempt to deny it now.
Yeah, that's facts, man. Yeah, those slick disses always crack me up, man. Professor Black Truth is actually very, very funny. You know what I'm saying? Now, the interesting thing about this video is from May 1st of 2016. Fast forward to 2021. These people have a hate crime bill to protect them from us. That's some crazy irony, isn't it? Now, there was another one that I wanted to show you guys. There's that. Let's see, hold on. This. Peter Liang.
For all the black people who want to tell me that Asians are not at war with us, what do you think now? Akai Gurley's family is outraged, naturally. So where are the Asians who were protesting in the tens of thousands, claiming that they stood in support of the Gurley family at? They're nowhere to be found. So much for Asians supporting the Gurley family. Is it possible, just possible, that your good Asian friends lied to you? The DA's office that put so much effort into convicting Peter Liang, who ridiculed his blatantly fraudulent defense just a few weeks ago, has now incredibly done a 180-degree turn and just asked the judge in the case to put aside the verdict. And they are even demanding, that's right, demanding, that Liang get no jail time. There's only one term for this: prosecutorial misconduct. Ken Thompson is a corrupt criminal in violation of the law. This scumbag held private, closed-door meetings with Liang's lawyers and his racist Asian supporters, meetings that Akai Gurley's family was not invited to nor allowed to attend. In fact, Ken Thompson hasn't held any meetings of note with the Gurley family. That's how you know the fix was in. Brooklyn is not even an Asian enclave. It's largely black. There was no threat of political reprisal here. The Asians had no political leverage at all. So, why did this happen? The Asians resorted to plan B, bribery. That's something you can only do, though, when you've got power, wealth, and influence. Obviously, somebody put a bug in Ken Thompson's ear. The way bribery is done in the US is that you don't give the bribe directly to the politician. Instead, you give the money or the lucrative corporate job to the politician's wife, his sibling, child, his in-law, whomever, or you promise the politician that he'll get a cushy corporate job when he leaves office. All he has to do is subvert the law today. This has been the case with the black judge presiding over the Michael Slager trial, and the same has certainly happened here. There were Asians in the US and in China working behind the scenes for this outcome. They coordinated and worked hand in hand with the white supremacists and city government in New York to violate the law and to illegally override a just verdict. Pressure was surely being applied by the Chinese government, who themselves are now making it indisputably clear what their intentions in Africa are. Dr. John Henrik Clark warned us, Africa's enemies came from Asia long before they started coming from Europe. Do you believe it now? A decade ago, when a white supremacist murdered Oscar Grant and claimed it was an accident, he actually went to prison. This time, the murderer didn't. So we are clearly losing ground by any metrics you want to use. Black men are going to have to tool up now and be ready now to protect your own life and the ones of those you care about. Black men must accept that these are not accidents and that the government is attempting to normalize the murdering of black men. That's what this is all about. The Asians are making their offensive against us. Only a fool would continue to question that a war is being fought against us. At some point, we will have to push back. Black men need to be ready now. We have told you the government is carrying out a soft genocide. Now it's becoming a medium genocide. Stop continuing the delusion that you're going to get justice in the courts. You won't. They've gone from giving the murderers of black people a slap on the wrist to just letting them go altogether. Even now, at this late date, there are still black people desperately clinging to their pathetic meme that everybody's just people, you know, we're all the same under the skin. Now, before we have any Asian bigots drag out their talking points on this video, I would remind you that you Asians didn't say a word when white cops killed Michael Cho in California. There was no nationwide protest over that. No Asian politicians demanding that Asians concentrate their vote. No behind-the-scenes maneuvering in order to get a conviction. No pressure by the Asian governments or Asian so-called activists at home. And before any Asians start with any lies about scapegoating, where were the Asians at when those 2 black cops in Louisiana were charged with murder after a white thug tried to run them over with his truck? Asians have never been this exercised over a dead Asian person, yet they took to the streets by the tens of thousands to defend their right to murder a black man. There will never be any sort of modus vivendi between blacks and Asians until Asians learn to love life more than they hate black people. The problem here is that there is no penalty for killing a black man. And so as long as shedding black blood carries no price, this will continue. Black men must tool up in order to ensure we can defend ourselves. But moreover, we must coordinate with one another to make sure that when some anti-black race soldier calls himself coming into our neighborhoods, that we are watching and ready, so that if he decides to practice race war, he is made to pay the price for it. Black men, the debate is over, has been for a damned long time. It is now time to declare some new rules. Black men, you must stop wasting time going through the motions of appealing to a criminal justice system whose only purpose is to put on a quasi-legal show for the public. We all know.
Who's that sound like? Who does that sound like? I'm pretty sure you guys heard that before.
The real system is what happens behind the scenes and has absolutely nothing to do with the law. When you sit on your hands and do nothing, waiting for your day in court, you send the clear signal to everyone that you're still playing along with their mockery of justice. You must make it clear that we do not recognize, nor will we be bound by what we all know to be jurisprudential fraud. You must make it clear that you recognize that we are at war, and in war there are no rules. We will no longer make any pretense that the police are not anti-black thugs, a government-sanctioned death squad whose only purpose is to oppress black men through violent killings. We are at war. We will no longer tolerate anyone in our midst who claims that we are not being targeted for genocide by the whites, Asians, and Hispanics. To protect ourselves, black men must draw the line of truth clearly, and that line must be bold and black. Any black man who at this point tries to resurrect the old rhetoric about how they're not all like that is a turncoat and must be driven from among us. They will not be allowed to remain among us. They will not be allowed to be seen among us. They won't even be allowed to communicate with us. We are at war. We will no longer allow the media to tell us what to think on any subject. The media takes any killing of a black person and immediately acts as a PR team for the killer. Meanwhile, there's not one case where a black man has acted in self-defense that the media has taken his side. Unless a black man has acted against another black man, we must not and will not allow him to be tried in the media. We must not and will not allow our enemies to dictate the terms of any debate. We must institute a clear and hyper-aggressive system of jury nullification. The first part is that we must make sure that
don't allow your enemy to dictate any terms of a debate. It's one of the reasons why you don't see me on this bitch debating motherfuckers. Me and Izzy was just talking about that shit the other day. Facts. That's facts. Never allow your enemy to determine the terms of a debate. That's one of the reasons why I don't have discussions with certain people. I'm not having a discussion with you because your opinion on my initiatives is unnecessary for me. I totally agree with Professor Black Truth on that. I'm a firm believer on that.
no black man accused by the state of harming someone outside our community can be touched by this racist judicial fraud calling itself a justice system. We know the laws are written to target black men. We know the DAs are there only for the purpose of incarcerating black men. The law is not there as a rule book. It is there as a list of rhetorical rationales meant to give the flimsy veneer of justification for locking black men up wholesale and allowing the murderers of black men to walk. After all, Ken Thompson didn't cite even one legal justification for letting Liang go. He simply said it ought to happen. So much for the rule of law. Black men on juries must take control of the jury room. As the old saying goes, every jury has a leader and the verdict is his. Seems the only times black men are capable of speaking up is when it concerns sex or sports. That day is over. If you're a black man, you're supposed to be ensuring that the legal system cannot touch a black man unless we...
Sex or sports. Now, that's interesting. What is most of the content that most people engage themselves in on social media? What do I always say? Stupid ass relationship shit. Isn't that what I always say? Dumbass gender war genocide nonsense. And don't I always say that shit? I mean, I don't agree with Professor Black Truth on everything that he says, but he makes a damn good point for everything he does say. But I totally agree with him on that. You ever seen the amount of people that are in Kevin Samuels live stream videos in any productive videos like TBA? No. Because what's important? Like Scarface said, first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. There's a reason why in math, there's an order of operations. You guys remember that? PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Remember that? PEMDAS? Order of operations. There should never be more people watching gender war garbage than there are people watching the Powernomics channel. Because there is indeed a Powernomics channel. Or watching hip hop cartoons or TD Hip Hop Media or TBA. But there is. So Professor Black Truth is right about that. I always see you in there, Bronze. So you and Nasty Dealer are always in there. I always see you guys. You, Nasty Dealer, and you Law. I always see you guys in those videos. So I know you're about your business. I always see y'all in there.
We have decided it should. This is the crucial element of our self-defense. The Asians are showing you that they've worked out their own jury nullification apparatus. It's time we perfected our own. It is the duty of every black man to hijack every jury he is a part of, to put its members on notice that nothing said or done in the jury room will remain confidential. The public will know when a white supremacist on a jury has attempted to help a race soldier get away with murder or to prevent.
And see, that right there, Nasty Dealer, that's one of the reasons why it's so important for us to build our own media apparatuses, because at the end of the day, this is nothing more than WS Media. We can build our channels up to 1 million subscribers, and unless we're tearing people apart like Kevin Samuels, we're not going to get any support. Nothing in this system is built to ever do anything to provide black people freedom or empowerment. So if we're talking about those kind of things, then we have to understand that it's only a matter of time before our channels or whatever it is that we're doing, there's an attempted termination on it. which is why we always have to be moving and building towards the future. So to think that you're going to have a long-term message on YouTube is somewhat naive. If you think you're ever going to do anything productive and live to tell about it, that's wishful thinking. That's just the reality of it until we change the reality. And the reality is not going to change until we change the reality.
A black man from being able to freely defend himself. Black men must enforce this and reinforce this. Whenever the subject of the jury process is raised by black men, the first thing that must be said by us is jury nullification. Our job is not to be part of the jury, it is to lead them. If 3 black women could make sure O.J. Simpson got justice, then surely black men can do it. But that brings us to the next point. You can't control a jury if you're not on it. We must ensure that black men are on the juries whenever a black man is on trial, or whenever a black person has been killed by a race soldier. This means black men have to organize ourselves and target the DA's offices. These are the frontline soldiers in the legal portion of the race war. They are the ones most responsible for purging black men from the jury pool during the jury selection process. Black men can get results, but only when we get in the bad guy.
That right there is what Joe Rogan is talking about when he's talking about white men losing their free speech. Everybody except for us knows and sees what the dominant society does to black men. And the dominant society, remember, is not just non-black people. Other black people know how easy it is to cancel black men. Other black men do it. These coons, bootlicks, sellouts, they are no different. We need to start addressing black people as white supremacists more often, so white people know exactly what time it is and so that they know what time it is too. Any activity that's counterproductive to black empowerment or black improvement should always be labeled as white supremacy, even if it's black on black crime. There's never counter propaganda against the 400-year-long smear campaign that's been going on in this country against us. It's time for counter propaganda. With these black men like Jason Black and Professor Black, it's hella hard to dispute what they're saying because it makes logical sense. Absolutely. And we're trained to not accept logic. Yeah, if you guys can, that would be great to smash the like button if you're enjoying the content. Appreciate you, Bronze.
Eyes faces. After the Gurley verdict, black men packed up their signs and went home. We figured to leave Ken Thompson to his own devices, and by doing so, we created an opening that the Asians were able to exploit. They were in front of him. We were not. Confront these bastards en masse, subject them to lawsuits, recall elections, do not allow them to be able to operate. Harassing the enemy is a crucial element of war, and all too often we allow our enemies to go about their racist business with barely a word of protest. Dr. John Henrik Clarke once said that you had better take the fight to them before they decide to bring the fight to you. Black men have better rediscover what this means if we hope to survive this fight. When a black man stands in his own defense or that of his people, our first reaction must be to protect him. We do not care what the media or...
Now, isn't that interesting? But everybody be going around saying protect Kevin Samuels. But ain't nobody saying protect, people that's actually doing any kind of defense work. Because the question is who is actually doing any kind of defense work. I do content. I try to give people different perspectives and hip you onto information. But is that actual defense work? If I took credit for doing defense work, I'd be lying. We all need to be constantly doing defense work 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours of the day, in order for a small change to happen. That's how behind we are.
Those outside our community say we recognize the so-called law for the fraud that it is. We are unapologetically black first, and the only justice that a black man gets is the kind that he makes.
That's facts. The only justice that we get is the kind that we make. Now, you guys saw that TikTok video. That TikTok video, again, I think it might hit different if I play it after you guys heard that. So I'm going to play it one more time. People going to defend Kevin Samuels ain't protecting anyone. Yeah, that's facts. I mean, what is that? What is that actually doing?
They're getting closer.
Okay.
That's not good.
Close your mouth. Where's the mask? Do you read English? Okay.
What I want to do real quick is I want to see, is it any way? Nope. All right, let me just make sure y'all can see this real quick. All right, so pay attention to this. Yeah, no doubt, bro. Trust me, I get it. Sometimes I'm like that too. Appreciate it, bro. No, I'm like that too. Sometimes I sit there and watch. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Because you didn't wear your mask.
But I feel like getting closer.
Okay.
That's not good.
Close your mouth. Where's the mask? Do you read English? Do you read English?
No, I'm actually.
You don't read, right?
I don't read any English.
Okay, you don't read English. Then you should go back to your country, man. I don't know where you're from.
Is this a joke right now?
Yeah, that's big facts. Or he'll sit there and say, you know, I told you that car was coming. Facts.
No.
Dora, are you just going to let your dad say this to me?
So what?
Do you know how you guys have been treating me
Huh?
lately? I'm not talking to you guys about it.
Huh? So what?
So go back to my country.
I don't know. You see, you don't know English. I'm from Hong Kong. I know English.
Sir, come on.
Come on, what?
You don't know who I am.
Then, come on.
Sir, you're...
Show me. Show me who you are. I'm nervous.
Now, the thing about this weird, mentally disabled Asian man is that he was not, you know, an authorized resident or really he didn't even have a right to be there. It was her roommate's dad harassing some girl's boyfriend. But the thing that I find interesting, and I'm not trying to be funny, is this kid is a light-skinned mixed dude. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't really sound like he's ever, you know, tasted a fucking collard green or a piece of sweet potato pie. So I guarantee you that this dude is a Candace Owens fan and doubts that racism exists. So many issues with this video. Yeah, no doubt. Like, this dude is clearly of the Drake stock. Judging by his hair, clearly he was raised by his white mom. And look at his shirt. What was that, Scarface on the back?
Are you going to get your husband, ma'am? Because he's yelling at me, trying to get me.
Yeah, beat me. Come on, I'm so scared. I'm scared.
I'm not going to fight you. This is...
No, I'm scared.
You know, this is enough.
I'm scared. Okay. So because you didn't wear your mask.
Hate crime bill. Hate crime bill. That's interesting, right? So next, I don't know if you guys knew about this. Hey, what's going on, Duke and Don? What's good with y'all? Good to see y'all. Yo, if y'all don't follow Duke and Don, make sure y'all go over there and subscribe their channel. Great content. Now, if you want to watch some actual good relationship content where there's actual fair platforms and actual good criticisms for women and men, where it's not just a men bashing show or it's not just a women bashing show, go check out Duke and Don. You know what I'm saying? Those are my boys right there. They make excellent content. Excellent content. if there's any relationship content on YouTube that I would advise anybody to watch, it's Duke and Don. I would recommend watching their channel before anyone else's. And I mean that. So make sure y'all go head over there and show them brothers some love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Including the Zesties and the Asians. Yeah, no doubt. So now that we've bullshitted enough, right, for an hour, for an hour and a half, I'm curious if you guys heard what Stephen A said about Kyrie Irving. Now, before we get into this, I got to ask a question to everybody in here, and it would really help if you guys let me know. Are you guys familiar with what Stephen A said about Kyrie Irving, or are you familiar with the Kyrie Irving situation? If you are or aren't, let your boy know. Yeah, you heard Kareem? Oh, Lord. Lakita, what up? I got to give you a wrench on this account. Remind me, all right? As soon as I get done with the stream and everything processes, I'm gonna do it. So if you don't have it next stream, remind me. All right. I always plan on doing that, and I forget. So my bad. What did you guys think about that? What did you guys think about what Stephen A said about Kyrie? What do you guys think about Kyrie's what do you think about Kyrie's stance or his decision? Me personally, I don't have any feelings toward what did you think about it, Duke, Don, whichever one of you gentlemen that is, or both? Me personally, this is how I feel about it. If you happen to make the decision and you made your decision based in research, and your decision based in that research is an optimal situation for your life, as long as you maintained your choice, then you did the right thing. Never allow yourself to be forced to do something. So for me, it's not about whether you do get it or whether you don't get it. It's about whether you exercise your right to choice. You saw it on TD Hip Hop. Yeah, TD did a 7-minute live stream. I don't know how he gets that stuff done so fast. I really don't. I'm gonna try to. We're supposed to go live at 2:00. You guys know that, right? On TD Hip Hop Media. So make sure you guys go over there and subscribe. Don't tell him that I said this. I'm going to try to keep him on for an hour and 15 minutes. You know, he get real OCD when it starts getting a little bit over an hour. I'm going to try to keep him on for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm pissed him off already once this week. No, y'all know that's my boy, man. TD is a good brother. You know what I'm saying? That's a good brother, man. I didn't see it, and I don't. I got to do it in the Izzy voice. I don't see it, and I don't care what Stephen Sambo Smith's loud ass mouth said. That motherfucker need to be punched in the mouth. How was that for an Izzy impression? Was that all right? What grade would y'all give me? Would I get what is that, like a 7.5 out of 10? It's hard to do Izzy's voice, man. Izzy got a unique voice. It's extremely hard to fucking impersonate his voice. It's hard, man. It's difficult, man. You have a challenging ass voice to impersonate. You know what I'm saying? Let's check this. Look at this motherfucker's forehead, man. Like, God, good God. Hold on real quick. Let me get this shit together real quick. Let me see. All right, here we go. Hold on. Now,
good Lord have mercy. Just heard that Kyrie Irving was on Instagram Live. Try to let it go. Try to leave it alone. Ain't about disagreeing. Ain't about vaccines or anti-vaccines. You know something? I'm just going to wait until tomorrow morning. I think somebody told me, because I didn't see it, somebody told me that he said that he hopes that the media plays what he actually said live on Instagram. Okay. Okay. Take a deep breath. Think about all the other stuff that I got to talk about. Just when I was going to let it go, he's making news again. So I will see y'all tomorrow morning on First Take. I have a lot to say then.
So my question is, what's Stephen A. Smith's investment in this? He's got so much to say. You spelled tink wrong. It's Tink. And it's not about, it's a boat. He took a stand and stuck with it. I think it's a good thing, but Stephen A. Smith is personally trash, and so are his hot takes. I totally agree. I can't stand Stephen A. Smith. I never could. That's why, even though I don't agree with Kwame Brown on everything, I was so glad when Kwame Brown decided to just go the fuck in on his ass for a whole 2 or 3 months. That shit was great. You know what, my brother? He takes a stand. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to my people that's live with me over on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to, Blacklight Revelations on YouTube, y'all could come over here. The chat is more active. He got to do what Kyrie said and have his writers write up something. Yeah, and you know who else said that? Kwame said that too. Hating on black men. That's he mad because he was never good enough to make it. He's a true hater. Yeah, that's big facts. Whatever happened to his? Did y'all see when he was wearing the cross colors Black Power jacket? Did y'all see that? What happened to that? Shout out to NYC. Kwame been exposing these clowns heavy. Yeah, he has. I can't get mad at Kwame about that. I can't get mad at him about that. Wasn't Stephen A. Smith who he said relishes working for the failed melanin man? Yeah, he did. He said that is what makes his heart beat, thinking about making his boss some money. Now, if that's not Pavlov's dog, then I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what is. This is the type of dude that we just listened to Professor Black Truth talk about. Now, here goes the question. Right? The LGBTQ community is all about gender equality. My question is, isn't male a gender? Male is a gender, correct? We all know that Stephen A. Smith has a bias against black males. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait for those white LGBTQ people that's so outraged about Dave Chappelle. When they done crying about Dave Chappelle, I'm going to go get my flag and I'm going to march right with them white LGBTQ people right up to ESPN, and we're going to take care of Stephen A. Smith for going in on my gender now, right? Isn't that what we should do? Isn't that how a coalition works? Guarantee you that shit won't happen. I guarantee you the sun of Red Giant and blow up in the Milky Way galaxy will bombard Andromeda before that shit happens. Yeah, so that varsity jacket he wore looking like an extra in the film School Days. Yeah, looking like an extra on A Different World. Facts, Delmo. Yeah, that's that go along, get along gang. That is the literal. If you guys watch, you know what? I should just show Tony's video from yesterday. I should show Tony's video from yesterday. Nah, y'all need to go over there and watch the damn video. Give my man some watch hours. What's good? Help me. What's going on with you, bro? Good to see you, family. Yeah, Stephen A. That's the main kind of dude that he needs to shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? He needs a tall glass of shut the hell up. Now, my question is, where are the conservatives to rally behind Kyrie Irving? Because remember, we talked about how they decided to split up the pandemic and politicize everything, right? And remember, we look at the pattern that all the conservatives are using. They're not really on getting the vaccine, right? So they should be having his back like heavy. Where they at? What did he say though? Who? Kyrie? You talking about Kyrie? That whole thing's been going on with Kyrie for a while. That anti-vax thing. I think I actually have a video on the Black Light Revelations C19 report. If you guys ain't subscribed to Black Light Revelations C19 report, y'all need to make sure y'all go and subscribe to that channel right now. If one of my moderators could put the link to Black Light Revelations C19 report in the chat so the people in here can go over there and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Kyrie had been said this, so this ain't nothing new. Anybody that watches my C19 channel, y'all knew about that. You know what I'm saying? Now, exactly, help me. Now, white male conservatives, they're all about this, right? They're all about this. And they've politicized the pandemic. Where are they at to support Kyrie? Because you have to ask yourself, white men sure as hell supported Nicki Minaj, didn't they? They sure as hell supported Nicki Minaj. Now, where's Kyrie Irving's support? Kyrie basically said he ain't getting the jab because he didn't feel safe getting it. Been crucified ever since. Isn't that crazy? Asian dude already knew who he was running up on. A real black person would have took that real disrespectful and had a nerve to ask this man what country he's from. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts, bro. So if you guys see that link that helped me put in, make sure that you hit that link. All right, smash the like button over there and hit the bell icon twice. I do videos on that channel, live streams 2 or 3 times a week. All right, about C19, and it's good. Anybody who watches that channel, they'll agree. You know what I'm saying? They rock with it with me. You know what I'm saying? We have a good time over there too. When it comes to Stephen A speaking out, Kwame Brown Ben told y'all about that dude. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Appreciate it, Bad Seed. I'll get you linked up over there. As soon as I can get a hold of your profile, I got you. So Izzy, if you still in here, when you said what did he say though? Who are you talking about? Kyrie? Who you talking about, bro? Oh yeah, facts. Facts, nasty dealer. You already know. One of the biggest. One of the biggest. So now this is an article from Yahoo Sports Netwire. All right. And it says Stephen A. Smith eviscerates Kyrie Irving on First Take. He eviscerated him? Really? Because Stephen A. Smith decided to start yelling and somehow attempt to sound better than an individual who was able to do something that he was never able to do, become a professional athlete. He eviscerated him. Kyrie Irving's existence eviscerates Stephen A. Smith's entire purpose. Stephen A. Smith is an illegitimate commentator. He should be like Kwame Brown says, at them colleges, boy, because that's the only thing that he was able to do. The white male conservative is where the NRA was when Philando Castile was murdered by the people. Bam. Tammy Dorsey with the kill shot. Can y'all put some bullseyes? Can y'all put some bullseyes in the chat for your boy? Tammy Dorsey with the kill shot. Yeah, with the Bozo the Clown fro and the Burger King crown forehead. Daytime sports debate television was made for situations like the one Kyrie Irving finds himself in currently. And there were fireworks inside of ESPN studio on Wednesday as Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams got into a heated debate over the latest report on Kyrie Irving's position regarding vaccine mandates. On Tuesday, the Nets issued a public ultimatum to Irving, barring him from team activities until he receives a COVID-19 vaccination to comply with the local mandate in New York City. A report from Athletic Shams Charina shed light on Irving's reasoning for remaining ineligible. And according to sources close to Irving, he intends to take a stand against vaccine mandates in solidarity with unvaccinated workers who are losing their jobs. Now, what I find interesting is what you guys need to do, and the people in the chat, they can tell you about this because this is true. This has happened. I've done a video about all of the industries of people that are losing their jobs because of this. Southwest Airlines, American Airlines, a lot of local and federal governments, healthcare workers, Houston Hospital, I think they just fired 300 people. Make sure you go and follow that C19 channel and watch some of those videos. Ask the people in the chat. There's a couple, anybody in the chat, if you watch the C19 report, type it in the comments. Let me know if you guys watch that channel. I know Help Me is over there. I know Delmo is over there. I know Conrad is over there. I know who else is over there? U-Law is over there. Kareem is over there. So it's a bunch of people over there. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of people over there who watch that. Gary is over there. Vega watches that channel. Very detailed information about what's going on. My question to everybody is, do you guys know what's going on with the job situation? They're about to create their own unemployment crisis here in the United States. They're on the brink of doing that. And not to mention, right at this very moment, a record number of people are just up and quitting their jobs. Were you guys aware of that? People are just up and quitting their jobs. They're saying, fuck it, I'm tired of this shit. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. I'm quitting. Appreciate you, Delmo. Do you think Stephen A. Smith's hairline has COVID-19? No, I think Stephen A. Smith's hairline has Jinsaki syndrome. It tends to circle back when it gets to the middle of his head. You know what I'm saying? Yep, because they want higher pay. Big facts. Facts, bro. How many of y'all saw Izzy's video last night on Chappelle? Like I said, that was a really good stream. Y'all need to take a look at that. If there's any moderators in the chat that got a free moment, if y'all could put the link to Izzy's live stream in there, that'd be dope too. Make sure y'all check that out, like it, hit the bell icon on that channel too. You know what I'm saying? That's another way that y'all will know on Wednesday nights when we go live. That'll be 2 notifications that y'all get. So it's not like it's not gonna hurt you or anything. You know what I'm saying? And if you watching this channel for the first time and you haven't subscribed yet, help your boy out. Make sure you smash the like button and hit the bell. Now pay attention to what Delmo is saying. Hegelian dialectic: to create job losses, and government brings in universal wages with conditions attached. Yeah, he do got a punchable forehead. He got a juggernaut forehead, bro. That motherfucker looks like the leader from the Incredible Hulk. That's real shit. The report states that Irving himself is not against receiving the vaccine, but he wants to use his platform to make a point. Stephen A. Smith called the situation some of the stupidest nonsense he's ever seen and ripped Irving for his reported plan to be a voice for the voiceless. My question is, why would Stephen A. Smith have an issue with that? Stephen A. Smith is a voice for the voiceless. He's a mouthpiece for racist white people who can't talk like him without being canceled. So what's the problem with Kyrie being a voice for the voiceless if Stephen A. Smith is a voice for white supremacists to say what white supremacists can't say? They're literally doing the same job, just not for the same employer. So I'm confused as to what Stephen A. Smith's issue is, other than the fact that his fucking nose spreads across his face like butter spreads across toast. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about. You know what I'm saying? I'm in healthcare at the University of Maryland, Baltimore, because they gave me an unsatisfactory on my evaluation. They said that they would reverse it if or when I get the jab at 50 plus. Unsatisfactory is fine with me. The real question is, are you satisfied? As long as you satisfied, it don't matter what them people say. So apparently this is what Stephen A. Smith, he must have said something. So brace yourself. Let's watch this.
Stephen A., should our position on Kyrie change?
Yes, it should change in regards to Kyrie. It should be even worse than we originally imagined. You know, I have to be, and I try to be, incredibly.
I just want everybody to look at the optics of this. This is a row of helpless black people. I don't know what race this woman is here that's next to Stephen A. But this is a race. This right here, this is a line of puppets propped up here by the ESPN. Now, ESPN has had problems with racism, right? We all knew about the Maria Taylor and Rachel Nichols situation that went down. Jason Whitlock and his fat hot dog back of his neck was sitting there on Blaze TV talking hella shit. Stephen A. Smith was sitting there talking hella shit. Matt Barnes, aka Becky with the good hair, and Stack 5 were sitting there talking a whole bunch of shit. This is literally the go along, get along gang. You know what I'm saying? She's white. See, this is what I'm talking about you. You just don't know anymore. Especially when it comes to women. They be spray painting themselves and all kind of shit. I thought she was, I don't know. She could have been Asian, Latino, Arabic, Indian. She actually looks like an anesthesiologist that I used to work with, and that anesthesiologist was Indian. So I thought she was Indian. See, this is what I'm saying. Especially when it comes to women, you have no fucking idea what race anybody is anymore. I thought she was like, nah. I don't think she don't look Latino to me. She don't look Latino to me. She looks like one of the white A&R designated video appropriate black women. You know, the ones that, you know, because the white A&Rs at those record companies are allergic to anything darker than Malcolm X. One of those that they put in those videos, or like somebody Indian. Oh, that's Jalen. So Jalen Rose's wife. Now, Jalen Rose's wife, she's she's white, right? I think Jalen Rose's wife is white. Matter of fact, isn't Stephen A., if I'm not mistaken, Stephen A., Stack Barnes, or Matt Barnes and Stack 5 actually attempted to go in on Jalen Rose because of the race of his wife. They did the same stupid ass shit that white people do. Well, you can't be an activist or about black empowerment. That doesn't make any sense. You're with a white woman. Okay, is there something about that whole situation that you all are privy to that we're not aware of? Because according to you guys, all lives matter and everybody's just supposed to love everybody and nobody's supposed to say anything about race. But now you're attacking this man's relationship, talking about he can't want to see interests improve for the betterment of black people. That shit don't make any damn sense. And it's white people who do that shit and black people copy it. Racially ambiguous. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck race she is. But I think she is white though. Jay Williams made a good point if you got his part of the clip. That's Bronze the God being nice, saying, shut the fuck up and play this shit. All right, I got you, bro. Hold on.
Stephen A., should our position on Kyrie change?
Yes, it should change in regards to Kyrie. It should be even worse than we originally imagined. You know, I have to be, and I try to be, incredibly careful, fellas, in terms of I try to focus on what you do, not who you are. People make mistakes. None of us are flawless. All of us have made mistakes. We'll continue to make mistakes. None of us are perfect. We get all of that. But I've been covering the NBA now for almost 25 years. I mean, this is some of the stupidest nonsense I've ever seen. Just flat out stupid. So let me get this straight. So if the reports are true, because we don't know whether they are or not, okay, but let's give credit to Sham and others who have reported this. It is what it is. Let's go with that, okay? If it is true, Jay, if it is true, Marcus, so you don't have a problem with taking the vaccine, your position is that you're going to sit up there and compromise the championship aspirations of an organization you signed on to represent. You coaxed Kevin Durant into signing on to represent. You played the role in coaxing James Harden into signing on to represent. You're going to compromise all of that because you want to give a voice to the voiceless. Really? And how is that going to work out for you, Kyrie Irving? You're going to disappear from the game of basketball? Who the hell is going to be interested in what you have to say when you have proven that you can't even be trusted enough to do your damn job? A job you volunteered for.
All right. I know y'all got some kind of commentary that y'all got to say on it. I know y'all not just sitting there listening to this bullshit. Hearing him talk makes me feel violent. Look, did you see the facial expressions on the other two gentlemen who were sitting there? Why isn't anyone questioning the Nets for taking this extreme stance on Kyrie? Bam! Facts, Kareem. That's been my question from day one. Why the fuck ain't nobody saying anything about the Nets or any other team in the NBA standing up for their players? Why aren't the NBA teams pushing back on what the government is trying to do? That's the question. Oh, well, listen, think about this. Each NBA player gets a check from their team. So the NBA teams, as well as the NBA, has the money, the pull, and the resources to say, you know what, government, we're pushing back on this. But the white men who own the teams, they're so racist, and they look at the athletes as so far below human beings. The white owners don't care. Well, if these niggers want to, whatever. They got to get this, they get forced into a choice. I mean, they just get forced into a choice. I mean, it's literally how they've been living since they've been here. I mean, it is what it is. They'll do it. That's what the white owners are saying. That's what Dan Gilbert and such are saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I thought. She married to Jalen Rose, and she is Italian and Albanian. She is white. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Albania. Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember. Albania is in Africa, isn't it? I don't know why I always get Albania and Armenia mixed up, but Albania is in Africa, right? She probably got about 25% African DNA. Because I know Albanians, I'm pretty sure Albania is in Africa, and depending on if she's Sicilian or not, that might be why she's so dark. Like, I don't think that's a tan. Like, I think she actually is that dark. He's basically saying, shut the fuck up and play basketball. Yeah, so now check this out, Lamb. That's facts. He's supposed to be the black wokey woke. Remember, all the white people, all the white men, the offended, outraged white men who are the most oppressed in the United States, according to, whatever. I'm white and I say so, I guess. They say that the NBA and all of this shit and anything involving people of color and all of this shit is all woke-de-woke. Ben Shapiro does woke-de-woke. You know what I'm saying? But doesn't Stephen A. Smith sound a lot like Laura Ingram's SS racist ass? Doesn't she sound like the 1408? Doesn't he sound like the 1408 staff at Fox News? That's my question. Because didn't Laura Ingraham tell LeBron James to shut up and dribble? That's basically what he's saying. Shut the fuck up and play basketball. White people call him a racist all the time. Who do they call racist? If it's not their grandparents or their great grandparents, then they need to like chill out with that calling people racist shit. If you're not calling the juniors and seniors in your family racist, white people, stop doing that, please. The fuck? Who are you calling a racist? Are you serious? Because it's only your grandparents and great grandparents who made laws in this country against any damn body else. So who the fuck is y'all calling racist? Like, stop it. Obama told NBA players to shut up and dribble when they tried to protest over George Floyd. Yeah, he sure did. That's facts. He also specifically instructed LeBron James to make sure that the NBA players didn't protest. TD got a good video about that on his channel.
This ain't the military where you were drafted. You chose to play basketball. You chose to enter.
He said this ain't the military where you're drafted, but there's literally an NBA draft every year. I mean, ain't that what the shit is called? The NBA draft? Yeah, facts. This court jester cooning, bootlicking Sambo clown. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the sports ball. Yeah, we're talking about the 8 ball we're talking about the 8 ball in the crotch pocket known as Stephen A. Smith. Haba Brew, what's up, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute. Hope everything is going good for you, bro. Yeah, he is a goon ass motherfucker. That's facts. Don't worry about Streamlabs. If Streamlabs starts acting crazy and blocking a whole bunch of people for no reason, somebody block Streamlabs for me. If Streamlabs block one more person, block Streamlabs.
To the NBA. You chose to sign that contract as a free agent to go to the Brooklyn Nets. You chose Brooklyn as your destination. You chose the Nets franchise to represent. You asked KD and James Harden to come on board with you in Brooklyn to establish your own legacy, and then you leave them hanging. Because of what exactly? Your own individual principle? I am not calling Kyrie Irving stupid. Kyrie Irving, I happen to believe, is an intelligent brother whose heart is in the right place. But now you've regressed to an alarming level of self-righteousness. It not only makes you look hypocritical and untrustworthy, it makes you look what I know you are not, which is flat out stupid.
All right, question. Let's talk about this, all right? Is there anything that Kyrie has said that makes Kyrie look stupid? What is there that makes Kyrie look stupid? Having his own opinion? Being a black man in the NBA? Well, you know, the requirements, even for some black people, because we hear this all the time, right? We hear this all the time, and we hear this from other black people. Simply having an opinion and being different makes you stupid. It makes you a sellout. It makes you dumb. It makes you a coon. We hear this from not only white people, but we hear from other black people. So this is what Stephen A. Smith is doing. Stephen A. Smith is doing what his paymasters are telling him to do. You need to go at this dude and rail him and run a campaign until he shuts up or changes his stance. I don't think Kyrie is going to change his stance. I don't think anything is going to change. I totally agree, bro. I totally agree, Primal. There's nothing wrong with making your own healthcare decisions. As a matter of fact, we're supposed to be able to have the freedom to make our own healthcare decisions. What's good, bro? Yeah, I feel you, man. Sometimes you got to take a break from social media. You got to decompress. You can have social media burnout. That shit is real and possible. You know what I'm saying? I wish Stephen A. Smith would STFU. How can a man standing on principle sound so stupid? He's not standing on principles. He's standing on high heels. He just ain't playing basketball in them like Prince was. You know what I'm saying? This is some of the stupidest nonsense that I've ever seen. Just flat out stupid. What is the stupidest nonsense that you ever seen? let me get this straight. So you don't have a problem with taking the vaccine. Your position is that you're going to sit up there and compromise the championship aspirations of an organization you signed on to represent. How is he compromising the championship aspirations of an organization he signed on to represent? By what? Not complying and not being eligible to play? What about the team not standing up for him and his stance? I'm sure the New Jersey Nets have a extensive and fully funded legal department where they could tie up the federal government in court and say, well, you know, there's reasons why Mr. Irving has issues with this. Some could be religion, you know, some could be, you know, health reasons, and possibly find him a loophole. My question is, what are the Nets doing to support their employee? What are they doing to support their employee? And my question is, why is Stephen A. Smith not questioning the Nets? Did I miss something, or did the NBA mandate the vaccine? Just trade Irving so that he is able to exercise his God-given right. Well, what ended up happening is that each team has their own vaccination protocols, and those vaccination protocols are based on what the grandstanding vaccination protocol is from the federal government. So now here he says you coaxed Kevin Durant into signing on to represent. You played a role in coaxing James Harden into signing on to represent. You're going to compromise all that because you want to give a voice to the voiceless, really? And how is it going to work out for you, Kyrie Irving? You're going to disappear from the game of basketball. Who the hell is going to be interested in what you have to say when you have proven that you can't even be trusted enough to do your damn job, a job you volunteered for? How do you volunteer for something if you're getting paid for it? This is literally, he had these talking points written out for him, because the way that these talking points are not making sense, these are literally white supremacist talking points. They just don't hold as much weight because they're coming from a black dude. Like, a black dude is not allowed to say stuff that doesn't make sense in his law. This was, you can always tell when something is written for a black person to be recited to other black people by a white supremacist, because it doesn't make any damn sense. It's only okay, or, you know, accepted as okay when it's projected from a white supremacist. A black person listening to that shit is going to say, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. You like, Stephen A. Smith is basically like attempting to, I'm white and I say so, Kyrie Irving. And it doesn't come off with the same polish as if it came from like the NBA commissioner or something. Does that make sense? Does what I'm saying make sense? Y'all know what I mean. Atlanta Hawks player took vax, and you know what, Terrence, go make sure you subscribe to my C19 channel, because I'm actually doing a video about some things that have come out with some information like what you typed into the comments. I'm not going to read it here because I don't want to get this channel, you know what I'm saying, in trouble because of simply mentioning anything negative about that. But I have a whole nother channel dedicated to that. So I'll talk about that on that channel. Convincing someone to join your b-ball team is way different than convincing them to. I totally agree. You ain't never lied, Primal. You ain't never lied. Brandon Goodwin. Yo, Terrence, if you can you send me an article on that, or where you found that information? All you got to do, if you got Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, Blacklight Revelations, all right, just shoot it to me in the inbox. Because I have a news report that would actually match with that real well, and I could put that together for my next C19 report. That would be great. Anybody else that wants to help your boy out with content, feel free to send it. I got a whole channel dedicated to the content that people send on me. Plus, I use it for these other live streams. Just follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, DLive, any social media for the most part. Just look for Blacklight Revelations and follow all the accounts. I'm on there. All right. I'm not calling Kyrie Irving stupid. Kyrie Irving, I happen to believe, is an intelligent brother whose heart is in the right place. But now you've regressed to an alarming level of self-righteousness. It not only makes you look hypocritical and untrustworthy, it makes you look what I know you are not, which is flat out stupid. Smith and Jay Williams got into a heated argument over Smith's take, as Williams defended Irving's individual right to choose it out. And that's the most important part. So you have to understand, if Stephen A. Smith has a problem with what Jay Williams is saying, and the only thing that Jay Williams said is that Jay Williams is all about freedom of choice, now you have to ask yourself the question, whose side is Stephen A. Smith actually on? See, this is the thing that validates and verifies exactly who he's with. I applaud Kyrie for standing by his convictions. Yeah, facts. You guys agree with that? I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. Let's check this out.
Family member, I've had COVID twice. I get it. I just want to be careful when we start going down this road that we're going to act like Kyrie Irving being vaccinated or not being vaccinated is going to change the minds of millions of people. Like, we start going down this road, when we start, I know, but I'm just telling you how it feels some people, Stephen A. When you start calling people stupid, or you start calling people saying that they're selfish, and these things start going all over the internet, that creates a different narrative. And people start fighting back against that narrative. I'm just telling you how it is on the other side, Stephen A. I know you have your thoughts on how you see things.
What's the other side? What's the other side? The point is we're sitting here being vaccinated, man. I'm just trying to tell you. I didn't say you weren't. We're talking about you're the one that took it there, Jay. We're talking about a basketball. We're talking about a basketball player who signed on to play for the Brooklyn Nets that has left his team hanging. That's what we're talking about.
Personal decision. He's choosing to do that for him. And when you go through an unprecedented time in the history of this country, you have your own individual right to make your own decision about what you want to do for you and your family. So I just respect that right. I'm not saying I agree with that right. I respect
that right then. You respect the right. I'm saying to you no. I'm saying to you no.
Okay.
If you signed on to do a job, okay, and that's what comes with it. Now I can get deeper and bring up the fact that the president of the healthcare system, virtual healthcare system in South Jersey, was the one that personally took me to the ICU, and I'm not disagreeing with that. I didn't say you were.
You act like we had 100% vaccination rate in this country since the beginning of all illnesses that occurred.
You know what, Jay, you sound full of it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We're not talking.
What are you guys' thoughts on that exchange? What are you guys' thoughts on that exchange? Has anybody ever seen white people ever tell Stephen A. Smith to shut up? You rarely see that, right? Laura Ingraham had all that energy for LeBron James. Shut up and dribble, right? When do the conservative far right racist motherfuckers ever go in on Stephen A. Smith? You notice how he always seems to slide under their radar? You know, anytime they want to point out that liberal racism per se, they never point this out as liberal racism. Kwame Brown did. Those same people like to call Kwame Brown, oh, he's a anti-woke, non-PC. When they say PC, are they talking about like PC like Tory and Rain be talking about? Because I'm sure they're not talking about politically correct. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stephen A. Smith, yeah, facts. Stephen A. Smith just needs to have hands put on him, period. He needs to get he needs to go to the hood and have what happened to Roland Martin happen to him. You know what I'm saying? I thought we were told to trust the science. No one is exempt from COVID. The mandate is all about control and divide. Facts. And who's doing the dividing? Max Killerman got at Stephen A. That's why he got him off the show. Stephen A. Smith got too big for his britches. But Stephen A does a better job and is able to be more flexible and do what his bosses need him to do more so than Max Kellerman. So that's why Max Kellerman had to go bye-bye. They're waiting for the moment they can destroy Stephen A. Smith's life. That's what's so funny. Stephen A. ninja handler, someone like Bobby Lashley's to slap the shit out of him when he's out of pocket when it comes to black athletes. Yeah, facts. Big facts. So this is interesting. So basically, like what this does is it goes into the rest of the text on here, and we've seen this through watching it, right? So there's a big uproar. Now, the updates to this, what you guys may not know, okay, is that based on Kyrie Irving's decision, the Nets, who ultimately are the paymasters, who run everything, they work hand in hand with the government. You don't do what we say, this is what we'll do. Good luck feeding your family. My question is, how many Americans right now are going through that? How many Americans are going through what Kyrie Irving is going through? What do you guys see up there on that screen? What does that say? What does that say? That's my question. What does that say, y'all? Nets won't offer contract extension to Kyrie Irving. So much for having the players back, right? So much for having his back. If you're not subscribed to the channel, help your boy out. Make sure you hit the bell icon twice and smash the like button. Hit that icon twice so that y'all get notification, because a lot of times people don't get notifications. You know what I'm saying? Nets won't offer contract extension to Kyrie Irving. How do you guys feel about that? He was willing to sacrifice at the end of the day $16 million in his salary this upcoming year and $186 million as far as an extension that he will not be offered now. What do you guys think about that? So he's not going to get his contract. I think that that's a little bit crazy. I think that that's a little bit crazy. So we're going to definitely keep an eye on that situation. All right. If you guys hear or see anything. Yeah, facts. They got to make an example out of him. Ritualization and buck breaking. Facts. Super facts. Now check this out. Look at the NFL. Hey, what's up, Jehovah? What's good, bro? Yeah, he is. He's expendable. Facts. We all are. You know how that shit works. If you're black, your ass is expendable. We're the societal undesirables. We already proved that in the other videos that we did a long time ago. We showed where the government agencies and the population at large had deemed that. So we all know that a war is being waged against us. That's not right. This man has a family. Actually, you know what? That's true. But when you're a prisoner, you don't have a family. That's what Neely Fuller Jr. said. Neely Fuller Jr. said, when you're a prisoner on this prison planet Earth, you don't have a family. The people who own the prison own your family. And if they own your family and they own you, you don't own anything. The United States Corporation of America owns us, which means that we don't own anything because property can't own property. It's one of the reasons why the Constitution didn't cover black people, because we were listed as property. Sounds to me like the elites are on that get down or lay down. It's always like that. That's why they laid us down on them slave ships. It's always been like that. It's been like that since pre-United States. It's been like that since Maryland and Virginia colonies. It's all about inclusion and diversity unless you don't want to take the poke or aren't on the agenda. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. And what's funny about that whole inclusion and diversity thing is that it's not really even about inclusion or diversity. It's about inclusion of what they want and the diversity matrix that they want to make it. As long as there's a black man in a dress, you know, that's it. That's diversity and that's inclusion. You know, if there's a toxically masculine black man with an opinion, well, you're excluded. You're not allowed. We have to beat the shit out of you and put you in jail and make an example out of you. That's what, never mind. Not even going there. NFL condemns appalling racist comments Coach John Grunden made in 2011 email. Now, the NFL, this is the same organization that accepts racist red pill ideology of black men operating at a pre-concussion cognitive level. Did you guys know that? Have you guys ever heard of race norming? The NFL practices race norming. It's one of the reasons why a lot of NFL players have an issue with the payouts that they get from concussion injury settlements. I've actually done videos about this. That's why I say make sure when you guys see my videos and they're recommended, you guys watch them. Watch them all the way through to the end. They tend to be a little bit longer, but the reason why they're longer is because I try to go into information thoroughly so that you understand exactly what time it is. I think it's on Black Light Revelations 2. On Black Light Revelations 2, there's a video, and I think it's called NFL Practicing Red Pill Racism. Watch that video. Question. Do you guys know what race norming is? Please show me in the comments. If you know what race norming is, let me know. And if you do know what race norming is, are you familiar with how the NFL has used race norming? Now, remember, the conservatives, Fox News, Newsmax, all of these people, NFL's woke the woke. NFL's woke the woke. It's all about black and brown. The white man is being suppressed. All about woke the woke. But the white people who own the companies are practicing race norming. Somebody get Tucker Carlson or Sean Hannity on the line and please have those zaddies explain to me how that shit works. How the fuck do that work? I wouldn't mind if the sports ball world took an L and crashed and burned. I wouldn't be mad at that either, bro. I would not be mad at that one bit. I haven't watched sports in so long. I used to play sports. I used to be on the basketball team, and I used to be in martial arts. Since I haven't done sports, I've had no desire. So, Kareem, you're not familiar, huh? Grunden had those emails for 10 years. Wow, now he should have been exposed a long time ago. Here's my thing, right? If everybody was operating on the mode that they're supposed to and understand that Grunden on his normal operating behavior is going to always behave and say things like that, it would be of no surprise to us. We need to stop being surprised by this shit and acting like someone is doing us a favor by exposing it when the first 400 years of this country's inception has already exposed this behavior. The reason why they can leverage exposing racism to us is because we act as if that exposure is doing something. This dude is already rich. What's going to happen to him? Nothing. Nothing. He just lost a job, but he's probably already got a nice paycheck, nice pension, nice savings account. So it gives somebody some emotional fulfillment somewhere that because somebody used the N-word somewhere, he lost his job. Okay, he lost his job, but he didn't lose everything. But he didn't kill anybody either, though. So who cares? What we need to figure out is why the hell there's not more NFL team owners that are black. That's the biggest problem. This is some small fry shit. And they want us to have big celebrations over small fry shit. Grunden. Gruden. Oh, okay, I got you. What did I say? Grunden? Did I say Grunden? Gruden. That's how you know I don't watch sports, bro. I don't pay attention to this motherfucking shit. Ask Izzy. Anytime he ask me some shit, do you watch this shit on TV? I'm like, no, bro. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV. Let me see. See if I can find it. This is interesting. Hold on real quick. Check this out. I found a video. So, Kareem, you said that you didn't know about this. I'm sure, Izzy, you probably know about this. Is there anybody else in here who didn't know about the NFL and their practice of using race norming? This is important because my question is how are people saying that the NFL is so woke, right? Because remember, woke, that's supposed to be like anti-racist and all this stuff. When you literally have the NFL using bell curve talking points. This is one of the reasons why it's so crucial that you do not allow other people to take control of debates and take control of word definitions. They've taken control of the definition of the word woke, and now they're saying that things that are racist as fuck aren't racist, and they're shaming you for it. Anytime these people talk about the NFL being woke, they're shaming black people. But how the fuck is the NFL not racist when this is a company that literally operates on the premise that all black men operate on a standard intellectual level of post-concussion cognition? Think about that. That is what those old white men who own the NFL think about any black man. You never heard the term of race norming? Let's watch. Hopefully they explain it. If they don't explain it in the video, then I'll give a little synopsis of it afterwards.
Thousands of retired black NFL players are demanding an end to the organization's use of race norming in deciding payouts from a $1 billion healthcare settlement. The process statistically adjusts test scores by rating players based on racial or ethnic groups.
Did you guys hear that? Oh, we're not racist. We're not racist. There goes your red pill. As long as you understand that you're dumb as hell compared to every other race on the planet, that's your red pill. That's your uncomfortable truth. There you go. Bell curve, Darwin, Margaret Sanger, abort black male babies. There it is right there. NFL. Brittany Renner with her little white supremacist talking points. Oh, athletes are dumb. You know what side of the family she got that from. See how this shit is all connected? Pay attention one more time. Listen.
Thousands of retired black NFL players are demanding an end to the organization's use of race norming in deciding payouts from a $1 billion healthcare settlement. The process statistically adjusts test scores by rating players based on racial or ethnic groups. On Friday, former Washington running back Ken Jenkins.
That'll make you look at Brittany Renner different, right? Now remember that video that Brittany Renner did where she was in the car and she was talking about how athletes are dumb. Who are most athletes? Who did she target? She's using divester and anti-black male and white supremacist talking points. You athletes, mainly black men, are dumb. What side of the family you think she got that from? Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? Which side? Spinach or collard greens? Which side of the family she get it from? Oatmeal or grits? Which side did she get it from?
Thousands of retired black NFL players are demanding an end to the organization's use of race norming in deciding payouts from a $1 billion healthcare settlement. The process statistically adjusts test scores by rating players based on racial or ethnic groups. On Friday, former Washington running back Ken Jenkins delivered 50,000 petitions demanding equal treatment for Black players to a senior U.S. district judge in Philadelphia. This is for players eligible for part of the NFL's settlement over brain injuries suffered on the field. The league insisted on using the algorithm, which assumes Black men start with lower cognitive skills on dementia testing than white players. Insisted on using the algorithm, which assumes Black men start with lower cognitive skills on dementia testing than white players. The league insisted on using the algorithm, which assumes Black men start with lower cognitive skills on dementia testing than white players. That makes it harder for them to show enough mental decline to qualify.
Now, no one has a problem with that. Who is the NFL to call this other white man racist because he wrote a fuck? Okay, like this white man right here, this coach dude. Now, mind you, am I giving him a pass for saying what he's saying? No, absolutely not. He made comments. The NFL withheld millions of dollars from Black people based on anti-Black, racist, low IQ, bell curve, pseudoscientific talking points. Did you know about this, Primal? That's facts. This is a practice that literally this year has just now been addressed. Just this year. Just this year. Yeah, where is Stephen A on this? Where's Stephen A on this? Now, this will make you look at Brittany Renner and what she's saying about why she targets athletes just a little bit different now, won't it? I target athletes because, let's just be honest, athletes are dumb. What do you mean athletes are dumb? You talking about basketball players? Who are most basketball players? Brittany Renner must have watched this segment here.
The league insisted on using the algorithm, which assumes Black men start with lower cognitive skills on dementia testing than white players. That makes it harder for them to show enough mental decline to qualify for part of the settlement. CBS sports writer Ryan Wilson joins us now to talk more about this. Ryan, just from the outset, I have to ask, what the heck? How is this even acceptable? And I guess we all need to start by understanding what is.
But the NFL wants to call out somebody for a damn letter. This, oh, no doubt, Hob. This is the bullshit. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I am not giving that white dude that said that shit a pass. But this is worse. They making a big ass deal out of that shit that he said. No, letter did not take nobody's money away. Letter is not implying, like, all he did was name calling. Now, does that show bias? Does that show bigotry? Yes. This is actual applied and systemic racism. This is applied and systemic racism right here. But the NFL is woke-de-woke, though. You listen to the conservative, woke-de-woke. NFL is woke. This organization is woke. This organization is literally withholding funds from TBI injuries based on racist talking points. Right. It's so angering, it's funny. You're so dumb that the TBIs had you playing don't matter. Is this for? Yeah. I mean, there's no, if you stick your head out the car on the freeway and a semi truck hits you the opposite direction, full throttle. I mean, you're that dumb anyway that if it turns you into a vegetable, it's not going to change anything. Like, are you serious? And then you got Brittany Renner sitting in the damn car talking about, this is why I target these people. The women like Brittany Renner, Doja Cat. These are dog whistles that you all have to pay attention to. I'm going to play this one more time because I want everybody to understand. Where is Tucker Carlson at? These people like to call out liberal racism, right? Well, if the NFL is blue all the way through, we should be getting Fox News coverage on this every damn day. Tucker Carlson and Hannity should be all over this. I mean, is this why Laura Ingraham said LeBron James should just shut up and dribble? Because, you know, I mean, you may as well have had, the doctor may as well have dropped you on your face. I mean, that's as smart as you're going to be. Right? Listen to this shit. Look, I want y'all to see the date on this too. Look at the date. This video right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's from May 15th of 2021. All right, May 15th of 2021. You reach appreciate it. I ain't mad at that, Primal. We all can only do what we can do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at it. We can only do what we can do. This is a recent video, folks. NFL stands for not for long. Big facts. Yeah, that's my point, Hob. That is my point. If we're going to prioritize things, yeah, I'm not happy about what Gruden did, but this is worse to me. This is a bigger problem because Gruden's letter is bigotry, shows some attitudes that he has, right? And it's still a problem. He still needs to be reprimanded. He still needs to have consequences. But why is a damn letter getting more publicity than NFL as an organization applied racism to black cognition? That's a damn problem. That is a big yeah. Grundy is only a distraction. That's facts. That's super duper facts.
Thousands of retired black NFL players are demanding an end to the organization's use of race norming in deciding payouts from a billion-dollar healthcare settlement. The process statistically adjusts test scores by rating players based on racial or ethnic groups. On Friday, former Washington running back Ken Jenkins delivered 50,000 petitions demanding equal treatment for black players to a senior U.S. district judge in Philadelphia. This is for players eligible for part of the NFL's settlement over brain injuries suffered on the field. The league insisted on using the algorithm, which assumes black men start with lower cognitive skills on dementia testing than white players. That makes it harder for them to show enough mental decline to qualify for part of the settlement. CBS sports writer Ryan Wilson joins us now to talk more about this.
So what they're saying, this is what they're saying to black athletes. I want you guys to clearly understand this. It is the NFL's good faith belief. What's up, Alicia? Alicia, listen to this. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? Isn't that nuts? What's good, Alicia? What's going on? Now, remember, this is what I want people to match this up with. Remember what Brittany Renner said about the people she targets and why she targets them. Remember what Brittany Renner said about athletes and why she targets them. Well, actually, they're not. Primal, they've literally struck this down in court and dismissed it like massive amount of times. Nothing has happened. This has been going on now for a long time, believe it or not. People don't really hear about this. Now you got to ask yourself the question, how does YouTube and Twitter and Facebook keep something like this from going viral? I'm doing good. Make sure, Alicia, don't forget to go over to TD Hip Hop Media, because at 2 o'clock, me and TD are going live. And then tomorrow at 2 o'clock, too, we're doing radiation information on Black Light Revelations 2. Yeah, I'm Primal. Man, listen. Yeah, go binge watch my content. I got some shit on there that I talk about stuff that like they don't really talk about in the media. You know what I'm saying? Now, Alicia, I want you to hear this. Listen to this. Pay attention to this, all right? Tell me when you hear something that doesn't sound right.
Thousands of retired Black NFL players are demanding an end to the organization's use of race norming in deciding payouts from a $1 billion healthcare settlement. The process statistically adjusts test scores by rating players based on racial or ethnic groups. On Friday, former Washington running back Ken Jenkins delivered 50,000 petitions demanding equal treatment for Black players to a senior U.S. district judge in Philadelphia. This is for players eligible for part of the NFL's settlement over brain injuries suffered on the field. The league insisted on using the algorithm, which assumes Black men start with lower cognitive skills on dementia testing than white players. That makes it harder for them to show enough mental decline to qualify for part of the settlement.
That is, it's segregation. What they're saying is that if a Black person suffers a head injury in the NFL, you're so dumb because you're Black that a significant head injury will not cause you any issues with your cognition. Yeah, I'm not surprised either. No, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And they know that that's what it is, Primal. This ideology actually comes from some pseudoscience that the Association of Neuroscientists came up with. Isn't that crazy? All right, now I won't rewind it anymore. We'll finish playing it all the way through.
CBS sports writer Ryan Wilson joins us now to talk more about this. Ryan, just from the outset, I have to ask, what the heck? How is this even acceptable? And I guess we all need to start by understanding what is race norming and how the NFL decided that this was appropriate.
Well, you did a pretty good job of explaining it, and I'll just reiterate basically what you said there. It's a scoring algorithm that's used for dementia testing, and it assumes that Black players start with lower cognitive skills. Then they have to score much lower, as you noted, than the white players to show enough mental decline to qualify for the payouts they were talking about here that the NFL has set as part of this settlement for this head injury settlement that goes back some 8 years now. So how do we get to this point? That's the question. That's why we have the lawsuits.
So they've been fighting for this for 8 years. They've been fighting for this for 8 years. 8 years. What do you guys think about that? 8 years, y'all.
That were issued back in August by two former players, and their concerns are the ones that we're talking about here. They felt like if they had just been graded without race being an issue, they would have qualified for these payouts. They suffered head injuries, concussions, and they're feeling the ill effects of those long after their careers are over. But because of the race norming that we're talking about here, they haven't been able to collect on those payouts. And they have obviously tried to get at this legally. The NFL has obviously pushed back because that's what big corporations typically do. And that's how we find ourselves where we are now. It's a strange situation for sure, given the climate we're in terms of this sort of post-George Floyd world where the NFL has made a concerted effort to be more inclusive when it comes to racial injustice.
What the hell does George Floyd have to do with any of this? They're talking about in this post-George Floyd world as if we didn't have racism before George Floyd. What? This is what I'm talking about, man. I want everybody that's in here. Are y'all hearing this? My question is, do y'all watch the news? In this post George Floyd world, what the hell do you mean in the post George Floyd world? What do you mean? Black players are being straight up disrespected to their faces. Yeah. 8 years. If only there was a Black president in office during those 8 years, then things would be different. Oh, wait. Boom. You know, I find it interesting that, you know, that individual, that specific individual, he didn't even say anything about this. Yeah, later, Primal. Thanks for popping in, bro. I mean, what do you guys think about that? How does that work? What do you guys think about the fact that there's no, black reporters even reporting on this? They have this guy. Now, see, this is an acceptable. This is an acceptable level of melanation for the majority white audience. This guy right here, I mean, he's not black, but he's what white people will look at and see as black. Despite the fact that he's not, we know he's not black. But this is acceptable. Like he's an acceptable level of melanation for white people to be visually at least somewhat aesthetic for them to tolerate on the TV screen. Because common consensus is that we shouldn't be speaking at all. That's what Joe Rogan is afraid of. Joe Rogan is afraid of being blackmanned. When he said, "I'm afraid that white men will lose free speech," what Joe Rogan was saying, what he was dog whistling, was he's afraid of being blackmanned. That's why I don't understand when those white manosphere people and all of those people, when they talk that shit about, this is all about manhood. The white men don't consider other races of men. When they're talking about men and masculinity, they're only talking about white men. I don't know what is going to take for other non-white races of men to understand that and wake up and get that through their heads. I don't know. Maybe when there's only one of us left from each race, then somebody will wake up and see what the fuck was happening. But that's what that means.
But this is certainly a glaring mark on what's different than what we've been seeing in recent months in terms of trying to make everyone, this racial justice thing be all for one in a sense.
Yeah, I want
right. He was too bussy fighting for his people.
to follow up with you on that point, Ryan, because this is a damning report, and it comes after the NFL made a big publicly concerted effort to promote equality and to support Black Lives Matter. What's the NFL saying about the...
What do Black Lives Matter have to do with this? Why do they do that? Yo, I appreciate the super chat, Alicia. I'm going to see y'all at 2 p.m. at work right now. Sprinkling some love in the meantime. Yo, appreciate the super chat. We really appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Always appreciate it. I'm telling you, in the next month or two, man, y'all about to have the best content ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious. Ask anybody that's been around. Delmo, MC Facts. I think even Hobb might have been around long enough. The quality consistently goes up. It's going to continue to keep going up. I'm going to have guests. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have some more videos. Just wait. Just watch. Just wait. I'm telling y'all. By the end of next year, y'all going to be like, man, I remember them old videos. Like, man, this shit is crazy. Just watch. Your boy got a plan.
criticisms about using this algorithm. And Ryan, I wonder even if you can tell us who designed the algorithm.
So, right. So this goes back to the 90s, and Dr. Robert Heaton designed the algorithm as a means for measuring for health-related concerns, someone's socioeconomic situation, how that might affect their health situation down the road. And it was a small sample size, and it was pretty, pardon the pun, it was pretty black or white. Either you were or you weren't in this group. But as things have changed, we're more than 20 years on now from when Heaton actually introduced that metric, and social scientists now realize there are better ways to do this. And in some instances, especially when you're talking about NFL players, some of them are mixed race. They're biracial. So that doesn't mean they're black or white. Many of them have gone to college for 3, 4, 5 years and graduated. A lot of times you're talking about the socioeconomic issues when it becomes.
Now, see, this dude is not telling the truth about mixed race people. This is the damn problem. This is one of the reasons why we have to have our own media. We cannot let white people get away with these definitions that they've created for everybody. Remember, all of these classifications are something that white people designated for everybody else. And now they're trying to slither away from it. Well, you know, if you're biracial, you're neither black nor white. Well, for one, that's not what white people or Asian people's families say. When you're the biracial or mixed person in the majority non-black side of the family, if you're a mixed or biracial person, your non-black side of the family will be very quick to let you know exactly what they think of you and where they classify you at. They'll do that. They'll make sure you understand exactly where you are and who you are. Yo, Vincent, what's good, bro? SOI job is to create maximum sophisticated confusion. That's facts, Delmo. Facts. So now we listen to this, and we listen to this man sit there and say that if you're mixed, you're neither black nor white. Now, genetically, right? Clearly, genetically, he'd be accurate, right? But we all know that. We all know that. Nobody's challenging that notion. But what the problem is that the system of illegitimacy they've used race, right? Because they always sit there and say race is nothing but a social construct. No, that's not true. Race isn't nothing but a social construct. Race is a broad term that you've weaponized to control where people fall in society and to automatically dictate their class. So I can say that race is a social construct. And the reason why I can say it's a social construct is I can explain how white people have weaponized it. White people are the ones who decided what race mixed people are. And what white people signed on the document that creates the law of the land for the United States is that there's a 1-drop rule. So if you have 1 drop of black blood, then you're black. We didn't make that up. Don't sit there and keep wagging your damn fingers at us saying that we're segregating. Because when you want us to be compliant, you say we ain't compliant. Now, we be compliant with the 1-drop rule that you created because you created every rule in this country and you're upset. Now you got this person of color on here, trying to correct everybody. Well, that doesn't count for mixed people because, mixed people are they're not neither black nor white. Okay, that's not what the 1-drop rule said. Hey, Faith, what's up? Appreciate the super chat. Hey, Rob, blessings to all the Black Life family. Missed quite a bit and definitely got a rewatch. Much love. How's everybody in the chat? Yo, appreciate it. We doing good. We just chilling. Looking at NFL race norming and looking at what you see up here. Nonsensical media explanations. Nonsensical media explanations. It's just amazing how this shit happens. I mean, it doesn't just happen. You know what I mean? What is, some of these people they're neither black nor white. That's not what it said when you guys created the 1-drop rule. For anyone in here, if you guys can type in what the 1-drop rule is for people who don't know what the 1-drop rule is, that would be great, just so we have it in the chat. Because, apparently CBS News clearly doesn't mind just having this black man or this person of color, this mildly melanated individual, sit up here and say this dumbass shit. Eminem, mildly melanated, right?
20 years on now from when he actually introduced that metric, and social scientists now realize there are better ways to do this. And in some instances, especially when you're talking about NFL players, some of them are mixed race. They're biracial. So that doesn't mean they're black or white. Many of them have gone to college for.
Since when does being mixed race not mean you're black or white? Since when? Genetically, I would agree with that. Socially, not so much. There's 3 kinds of mixed people. There's mixed people that identify overly socially as white. There's mixed people that identify overly socially as black. And then there's mixed people who are just, they're just there. They're just in the middle. You know what I'm saying? They're just there. Which that's not, I don't consider that a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that either. I don't think that either one of those 3 is a bad thing. It's a bad thing when you try to opportunize on talking shit about one or more groups and weaponize your being mixed. As far as how you identify socially, I don't see a problem with any one of those 3 identities, as long as you're consistent with it. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Because everybody knows that one mixed person that's like extra black. You know what I'm saying? Like that one like super duper fist pumping, like mixed. Like honestly, you can look back in Black history, and it's like always like the super duper light skinned motherfuckers that are like the fist pumping like radicals. You know what I'm saying? Look at like Malcolm X. You know what I mean? In RSA during the apartheid, we were classified as either white, black, colored, mixed race. Yeah, see? What's up, Craig? Shit, I didn't mean to do that. If you guys got airtime, follow Black Light Revelations on there. I didn't mean to hit that, though. When you have a drop of black blood in your DNA, you are considered black. Facts. That's facts. So how is it that this dude can sit up here and lie on the news like this and it's just okay? That's the question, right? That's the question.
So that doesn't mean they're black or white. Many of them have gone to college for 3, 4, 5 years and graduated. A lot of times you're talking about the socioeconomic issues when it comes to poor neighborhoods, whether you're black, white, or some other category. The education isn't a part of the conversation because that's part of the concern. So it doesn't seem to fit what the NFL.
In my opinion, right? You guys may not agree with what I'm saying. But if you sit down and think deeply about the logic, it'll make sense. Based on human history and the encounter of European people with black people, as a result of European encounters with black people, any time period subsequent from the initial contact to every moment after that, I'm perfectly okay with saying that Europeans currently have a higher IQ than black people. However, the reason why I say that is because of European victimization of black people. Why do I say that? Follow my logic. The reason why is because if you have a muscle, which we all know that your brain is a muscle and it burns calories, your muscle atrophies as a result of trauma, injury, and not being used appropriately, correct? If you don't lift weights and you have a lot of muscle mass, your muscles will deteriorate, correct? Since the 1500s, Europeans have made it illegal for black people to have an education, which means that what? Anywhere that's not dominated by Europeans, which is nowhere on the planet, there's always been a restriction on how much education black people can have access to as a result of the laws, starting in the 1500s with Asiento de Negros and the black taxes in Spain. So starting in the 1500s, how many hundreds of years of time periods have passed where every place on the planet has been ruled by white people and education has always been restricted? So as far as I'm concerned, it's been over a period of 500 years, and those periods of 500 years have probably organically changed our brains. And it's changed our brains to have not as much of a capacity because since this planet is completely dominated by white supremacy, and there's been laws in every place where whites and blacks are together that have not allowed us to engage in cognitive activities, well, your brain atrophies. If you don't lose it, or if you don't use it, then you'll lose it. So in my opinion, that's a whole nother unrelated case for reparations against the Roman Catholic Church. Yeah, changing the brain is epigenetic, right? And none of that would have happened unless we were not encountered by Europeans. Facts. They trained us to be slaves, and that has been passed down. Uncomfortable truth, Rob. That's facts. And because of that training and because of that trauma and because of restricting us from being allowed to have education, well, guess what? We're not learning at the same rate as everybody else, in addition to the issues that we have. So the issues that we already have with single parents and, school systems not having as much money, that's compiled onto the 500-year atrophy that has been introduced to our brains because of encounters with Europeans. So if they want to sit there and say something like this, sure, yeah, I'll give you that. But let's talk about why. And let's talk about your disgusting history and how your disgusting history contributed to a collectively lower IQ. Now, what do you plan on doing to correct that, since you're so worried about the world being a better place? Right? We all want to kumbaya and get along. Okay. Because the way that I look at it is I'm a pretty smart person. I have a pretty good memory. I'm pretty good with number sequencing, good spatial recognition. But in my opinion, all Black people operate with a baseline cognitive issue as a result of trauma from white supremacy, starting in the 1500s. In the 1500s, there's laws on the books saying that Black literacy is illegal, which contributes to your language and symbol recognition part of your brain, which I think is in your front lobes. You can actually trace this shit to see exactly where these portions of the brain are. As a matter of fact, if white people wanted to make the world better, instead of doing Tuskegee studies and telling us what we need to get injectable immunity for, they would be offering free CT scans for every Black person to see what the long-term effects of slavery and what parts of the brain atrophied as a result of European oppression. That's what they would do if they cared so much. Do some studies that actually mean something. You want to sit there and say that we have a low IQ? Okay, cool. I'll take that. Let's talk about your contribution to it, because it didn't happen until we encountered you. And it was us who encountered you because we were minding our own business. As usual. It's kind of like at a job when everybody's minding their own business and a Karen shows up to work. Then all of a sudden people start getting fired and people start getting told on. The whole juju gets thrown off. Kind of like that phenomenon. Kind of like all of a sudden somebody stays a half hour after work to sit there and complain about every damn body at the job. That shit. That tends to happen. Why do people do that? Why did they do it? Got to ask yourself these questions. So I find it interesting that it took the NFL 8 years, and this is still going on. 8 years. We're not going to address it. But what we will address is what some racist white dude said in a letter that didn't do nothing to nobody except for hurt their feelings. Okay, yeah, he said it. He should get put on blast, facts. But I mean, should he get put on blast more than the whole NFL organization? No, because this is some sick, racist 1890s style shit. This is some Margaret Sanger shit. The NFL believes that Black men are so damn dumb that a closed head injury will do nothing for their cognitive ability. That's what the NFL thinks about you. The NFL owners, the NFL commentators, the people who buy the tickets to watch you play. It's one of the reasons why they watch you play. Well, you can't do anything other than fight like a damn animal. So that's what we'll watch you for. We'll put you in a big cage called a Coliseum and watch you beat each other up like how we watch animals at a zoo. It's already bad enough that you're doing that. You can't be an intelligent human being. You see how that shit works?
Trying to measure when it comes to these payouts for the head injuries and dementia related issues. And that's where the plaintiffs in the case, when it goes to court, that's what they're contending, that this doesn't seem to fit what we're trying to measure here. And perhaps there are other ways of doing this. In fact, the judge, Anita Brody, who dismissed the lawsuit only because it was based on the class action, she did, in fact, say she wants to see more on this and why are we doing the things that the way that we're doing them when they do seem, as we're talking here, out of the ordinary, to put it lightly. So what has the NFL been saying? Not a whole lot, not surprisingly. In the recent story we're talking about from the AP on Friday, they had no comment.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? That now pay attention to this. They have no comment on that. The NFL has no comment on the race norming. But they got all the comments. They got all the comments on this shit here, though. This is what they got all the comments on. You see, they got all the comments right here. They got all the comments on this. This is it right here. This is what we got comments for. They got comments for days on this shit. The NFL. Listen here, we're the NFL, and we condemn these racist comments by Coach John Gruden. He made these comments in 2011 on an email. It's just disgusting, this Gruden character. Fake outrage. This is what white outrage looks like, i.e., fake outrage. The SOI used to do human zoos back in the day, displaying black folks. Facts. What's the name of that lady that wore the she was in the cage? She was in the zoo in the UK, Delmo. You know who I'm talking about. I can't think of her name. You know her name, though. You're real good with knowing the names of these people. I can't think of her. Something Bartman. Was it Sarah Bartman or something like that? If I recall correctly. Hey, what's up, Sophia? What's good with you? Good to see you. I'm late to the party, as always. Probably standing in front of the TV while your boyfriend was playing video games, yelling at him. Stop wasting your time pissing your boyfriend off. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. The only reason he got fired is because he talked shit about the commissioner in those emails. Otherwise, he probably would have kept his job. Facts. And that's the reason why he on blast too. But they want to take the attention away from that and try to make it like they're doing some social justice shit. Oh, you know, he said such vile things about everybody. We have to make sure we put him on blast. No, you have to put him on blast because you're upset because he went the fuck in on the commissioner. That's why. Sarah Bartman was the name of at least 2 South African khoi women who were exhibited as freak show attractions in 19th century Europe under the name Hottentot Venus. Wikipedia. Yes, Craig Johnson, thank you. South African girl from back in the days. Yes, appreciate it. Hey, Blacklight, you know a queen is never late. I know, you just admitted to being a peasant. No, I'm just playing. You know, I'm just messing with you, Sophie. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. That's hilarious. Yeah, he probably do. You know what I'm saying? The guys, let's take a quick poll in here. As irritating as it can be when your girlfriend talks shit, do you like it or no? Yes or no? I'm not going to lie. I'm 50-50. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's like, nah, seriously. I seriously don't have time for that shit. No, you know I'm just messing with you, man. You know I'm just messing with you. But I do want to give you props, though. Do you guys see how Sophia filled out the poll? So when that poll comes up, fill it out just like that, like exactly how she has it right there. I don't talk shit. Nah, you don't. You don't. Big facts. Kareem says it depends. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm 50-50. It depends. Hobbs says nope. Hell to the motherfucking no. Bad C says nope. I don't talk shit off. Yeah, I know you don't. You don't at all. Sophia, you cool peoples. I fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? Craig says, yeah, I tolerate that. I feel it. Sometimes you got to tolerate it. It don't mean that you like it. Sometimes I be biting my teeth. You know how you get upset when your kids do something and you be wanting to like yell at them, but you can't because you in public. So you talking, shut the fuck up. You know that shit? Sometimes I be like that. But see, now, you know what I'm saying? Like my girlfriend, she kind of hip to that shit. So I can't even really get away from that because then she'll be like, well, what's wrong? And then I can't even be like, she done figured this shit out. I can't do nothing. I can't do none of that external verbal expression because it'll be too late. The jig is up already. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in the heat of the moment. Yeah, I like humor. Humor is cool. You know what I'm saying? Humor works. He really has to trigger me to go off. Yeah, I bet. I believe that. You're pretty laid back, Sophie. You're really cool. You know what I'm saying? You and Vega and Alicia, y'all cool peoples, man. Y'all ain't the typical motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You raising my blood pressure, bro. My bad. What did I do? I'm sorry. You know what helps with your blood pressure? If you stand vertical, that should decrease your blood pressure. So if you're sitting down or laying down, stand up. That should help. Because I don't have anything that I could help you with right now. And I can't write prescriptions. You know what I'm saying? Gary said 50-50. Yeah, 50-50, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it depends. Women have a sexy way of being annoying, and women have an extremely ugly, angering way of being annoying. Like some women, you know, they can get away with like, oh, you're being annoying and it's kind of cute. Other women have this way of being annoying, and it's like, where the fuck is my baseball bat? I can't find mine. Yo, where Negan at? Ask him if I can use Lucille. You know what I'm saying? Am I lying though? You know what I'm saying? My wife, come on, man. My wife screams at stupid drivers with the windows closed. Yeah, that's funny. I've seen people get upset and try to throw things at drivers, and the window is closed, and then it bounces back into the car. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and drink a coffee. No, you know what? What to decrease your blood pressure? What is coffee? Yeah, I guess coffee. I don't know, man. Coffee is what? Coffee is a vasodilator. Caffeine is in there. So yeah, I guess it depends. It might decrease your blood pressure in certain circumstances. Yeah, rarely ugly anger for me. Yeah, you seem like that kind of motherfucker that can get on people's nerves by being extremely calm. That shit can make somebody like super duper angry. You seem like that kind of motherfucker that'd just be picking with somebody like straight face and all that shit. And like motherfucker be flipping the fuck out, pissed the fuck off. And you just like, oh, that's why you're angry. That's some people know how to do. I can do that. I'm good at that shit. I need to not be so good at that shit. I need to stop. You know what I'm saying? I need to stop. I need to go through like some kind of behavior, some kind of like therapy. You know what I mean? I seriously need to fix a lot of things about myself. I'm annoyed when my wife turns the radio down to gossip. Man, listen. Do she just do it like right while you in the middle of some shit? I got to tell you this shit right here. Like, damn, I'm listening to something and it wasn't you, but okay. What's the, you know how, I'll tell you how to, I don't want to do this. Actually, I'm not going to say nothing because I don't want to be responsible for, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. Hit him with the, but why are you angry? That's some Sophia shit all day. Motherfucker pissed off, sweating, angry, yelling and screaming and shit, hair matted to their face. But why are you angry? That should have made somebody have a damn stroke. See, I told you her trolling ass, that's what the fuck she do. I can tell. Hell yeah, it's usually the second verse. Be feeling the song at that point. Man, listen, bro. Listen. How about that gossip when you're on the toilet dropping the listen? No. Don't fuck with me when I'm on the toilet. It's just me and my cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck with me when I'm on the toilet. That shit will get you cussed out from from like inside the bathroom through the door. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, coffee increases blood pressure, but salty foods is not going to increase your blood pressure. Salty foods have sodium in them, and sodium retains water. Now, if you have a higher water volume, then that means that your blood volume is going to increase. And if your blood volume is increasing and the circumference of your veins and arteries isn't increasing, then it's going to increase your blood pressure because there's more pressure against the walls. You know what I'm saying? On me, and I told her never ever come in the bathroom when I'm dumping a load. Yeah, don't fuck with me while I'm in the damn bathroom. That's just common sense. When people do that kind of shit right there, that'll make me get extremely rude. You know what I mean? I don't care about nothing you saying right now with this turd hanging halfway out my ass. I don't care. Go away. Fuck is wrong with you? Why would you even want to talk to me in this state that I'm in anyway? That's that kind of shit where I'll start escalating. You know what I mean? Like I'll start escalating as the conversation goes on because at first I'm answering you, but then I'm getting pissed off as I'm answering you because I'm trying to figure out why the fuck I'm talking to you in the first place. Well, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, deal with what I'm dealing with right here. That's that shit where I'd be like, why the fuck am I talking to your ass anyway? That's that shit when you ramp up. Don't rush me either. You know what I mean? Damn, you've been in there for a long time. No shit. You think I want to be in here all day? Stop telling me shit. I'm telling you shit that you already know. That's some silent weapons for quiet war shit that women do. They keep telling you some shit you already know. Damn, honey, you've been on the toilet for a long time. I know. The fuck? You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing that? You just being aggy as fuck now. The few times I've allowed her in, she got to get out by wipe time. Don't come in. You're not allowed in. I'll do a half squat. You know what I'm saying? I'll stand up just enough. Kick the door right back on you and shit. Back up. You know what I'm saying? Shut this motherfucking door. Don't come the fuck in here. Fuck is wrong with you? Don't fuck with me while I'm in the bathroom. I'm not doing none of that. None of that. This is my private time. Stop it now. Why? Like sometimes you just ask yourself why. And then be having the nerve to act like they hurt. Oh, you're so mean. Such an asshole. Yeah. I was actually in the act of being an asshole. I was on the toilet. You know what I mean? Yes. Yes. That's what I was doing. I do her wrong and let the load sit up, no flush to make her. I can't even. Now that's just bad seeds. You get the award for, you know, that's some bold. That's bold right there. Me personally, I can't. I would get. I'm real like OCD and real weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I had these issues. I wouldn't be able to do that. I would get sick of my damn self. So I couldn't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Props to you. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it. Once you lose your dump time, all privacy is gone. Yeah, it's all gone. You got to protect. You got to protect your dump time at all costs. You know what I'm saying? You must protect the dump time at all costs. That's hilarious. So I don't think we need to go over anything else. You know what I'm saying? All of the articles that that we went over today and that I had planned in relation to this, you guys know how I do. I'll put it in the description box. If you're interested in doing some follow-up, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to reach it in the description box. You know what I'm saying? If you're not subscribed to the channel, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you hit the bell icon twice and smash the like button. All right. If one of the moderators could do me a favor real quick and put TD Hip Hop Media's link to his channel in the chat, could one of y'all do that for me? That is where we will be streaming live from at 2:00 p.m. So y'all got about 2 hours, and then y'all got to hear me run my mouth again. And y'all know TD be keeping me on task, so I ain't allowed to, do the crazy ass little tangents that we go on here. TD ain't gonna appreciate that if we talking about this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So we gotta keep it business. You know what I'm saying? But we got some good topics lined up for y'all that we're gonna talk about. Some very important stuff. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that y'all go over there and check that out. You know what I'm saying? And then me and my man Mo Fax are going live tomorrow at about 6. And it's a double dose of me and TD tomorrow on Blacklight Revelations 2. We got episode 3 of radiation information. All right. So I got a question for y'all. This dump talk is all connected to Stephen A. Smith. Facts, because he's a piece of shit. And we're all talking about how we, get them out of our body. Right? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I got a question. I was actually thinking, and I'm gonna run this by Izzy and see if he'd be interested. I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but on Friday and Saturday, me, Snapshot, and Sophia, we do that International Legion news show. It's on Saturdays. I was thinking of setting up maybe one day during the week where, members and the people who frequently come here, like people who've been here since day one, you know what I'm saying, call in and we just have a panel discussion. We just talk like Torian Rain has some shit like that. It's called Freestyle Friday. I don't want to swagger jack, his, you know what I'm saying, because Torian Rain, that's my man, you know what I'm saying, but I would like to do some shit like that where, you know what I'm saying, anybody who wants to call in, you know what I'm saying, we can call in, have friendly discussions, you know what I'm saying, and talk about some shit, set up a day where we do that shit. What do you guys think? Do you think that would be fun? How y'all feel about that? And then the thing is too, like if y'all wanted to do that, you know what I mean, what if y'all was interested in creating content or whatever, I mean, that would be like the way of where y'all could like start off with building a platform. You know what I'm saying? You like that idea? Yeah, like that shit would be cool. You know what I'm saying? What would y'all want to use? Would y'all want to use StreamYards or would y'all want to use Haps? Because the podcast, the software that me and Izzy use and the software that me, Sophia, and Snapshot Reviews use is Haps. That's what we use. So with Haps, we can all be on the same podcast and it'll stream simultaneously to your own, to your own YouTube account. So that's not so everybody sounds like that's something that they'll be interested in. All right, cool. Well, that's what's up. So what I need y'all to do then is if y'all download Haps, hold on real quick. I'm gonna put the link in the thing real quick. Wait a minute, give me a second. Hold on real quick. All right. See something real quick. We could actually use all of them for real. It don't matter to me. We could use them all. Go here. You can go here on the computer to this link that I just sent you, and you can download this on the phone. Now, with this software that I just put the link in there for, you can multi-stream on there, right? But your multi-streams, they'll go to YouTube as well. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can set up your YouTube channel, set up a Twitch channel, set up a special little Facebook page for whatever you want to do. And if you're using Haps, when we do our videos, it'll stream to everywhere. Oh, all you got to do is just go to StreamYards, to the StreamYards website, and just set up an account. You know what I mean? It's on it like a car bonnet. Oh, that's what's up. Hell yeah. What's good, bro? Yeah, so this is who I was talking about. This is Snapshots right here. Me, Snapshot, and Sophia do an international news show on Saturdays at 3:00 p.m. Eastern time. We're trying to get Delmo to come on there. And anybody else who wants to is welcome. You know what I'm saying? But so that sounds like a good idea. Like, we just had like an open discussion. You guys, that sounds cool. You guys would be down with that? So I guess what we'll do is, like, we'll figure out a day, or maybe a day or two. You know what I'm saying? Or we could rotate the discussions. Like, if y'all want to talk about, the pandemic, we could do the open discussion on the C19 channel. If y'all want to talk about some news, we could do it on the news reviews and reactions channel. If y'all want to talk about some of the content that people send, we could do it on the This Was Sent to Me channel. Right? How does that sound? You guys, does that sound pretty cool? So I think it's more fun when shit is interactive. You know what I mean? I think shit is way more fun when it's interactive. So let me know what you guys think about that. Yeah, that'd be cool if we could get Delmo on there. You know what I'm saying? And then that would be the start of you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, with your own YouTube channels. And as you get better and see different things that you want to do, and, whatever kind of content you want to concentrate on or whatever, you already at least have some content out there where you're already, you know what I'm saying, like attracting some audience. You know what I mean? So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So that is it. Remember, 2:00 p.m. So that's in about an hour. Me and TD Hip Hop Media will be live. So make sure y'all go over to TD Hip Hop Media and subscribe that channel. All right. And I'm also going to share it. I'm going to share the premiere window in my community post, in my community page. So again, pay attention to the community pages. And if you haven't subscribed to all of my channels and all of my social media, Twitch, IG, Facebook, all of that good stuff, the backup channels, make sure that y'all subscribe, all of that stuff. All right. And I will catch y'all later. I might go live later on today. I might. If I went live later on today at like 10 o'clock or 11, would y'all be interested in that? I'm gonna see if Izzy got to work and see if maybe he want to go live and shit. I got to spend some time with my girlfriend, but if after we end up spending some time together and chilling, if I got some time after that, then if y'all want me to, I'll go live. I ain't gonna do that shit if it's only me, Bad Seeds, Faith Enlightened, Delmo, MC Fact, Skrells, Sophia, and Melon and Magdalene. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing that shit. And Bronze the God, because Bronze is always in there. And Conrad and my man Kareem. I can always count on all y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can always count on y'all. Jonathan, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Yeah, but check out the replay, bro. And make sure you go over to TD Hip Hop Media. And because we'll be live again over there in an hour. So make sure y'all go over to TD Hip Hop Media. And U-Law, I can't forget my man U-Law. I don't want him to listen to this and be like, see how that nigga, he ain't even mention me. Because I'll be on that. I'll be on that grimy shit too. Like, okay, I see how this nigga is. I see how this nigga is. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even mention me. I got it. I got you. And Alicia. Damn, I almost forgot Alicia and Vega. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who y'all are. Help me. My man, help me. I shouldn't have started naming names and shit because now I'm worried about turning this motherfucker off because I think I might have forgotten. You know what I'm saying? I forget somebody and offend somebody, and I ain't trying to do that. My man KXO over there on C19 Report. My man KXO is subscribed over here too. I ain't seen him comment too much over here, but yeah, I will. Oh, definitely, bro. I'm trying to keep up, but dang, you be moving with the info. Nah, you good, bro. Listen, man, you got the whole rest of your life, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we just be talking on here, trying to have a good time and kick it and have some fun and get a little knowledge in the meanwhile. You know what I'm saying? My girls. Those are my girls. Those are my friends. Why do women always do that shit? They gotta claim each other and shit. You mentioned Vega and CJOJ and Alicia. Here comes Sophie. Oh, my girls. Oh, those are my girls, my friends. RGT, what's good with you, bro? What's going on with you, man? That's that shit motherfuckers do. See, like, I was just trolling Sophie, and then she votes the right way. You know what I mean? Like, see, I got to go. Got to get the fuck off this motherfucker. Yeah, bro. Jonathan, are you subscribed to TD Hip Hop Media? If you are, let me know. My internet friends. My internet friends. Y'all are wild, man. Friends. Nothing much. Yeah, I feel it, bro. I feel it. Same here. All right, y'all, for real. I'm about to get the fuck up off of here. Make sure y'all go over to TD Hip Hop Media. Also, if y'all haven't yet, go over there to Reality Check Virtual Radio. All right. And subscribe to my man Izzy. Like I said, he did a great video last night. He did a great live stream. I wasn't able to make the podcast with him last night, but he held that shit down by himself. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go show that brother some love, man. You know what I'm saying? Reality Check Virtual Radio. It's two of them. There's Reality Check Virtual Radio. That's his. You will see it. It's got his face on it. And then there's one with half my old graphics and half his graphic. Click the bell icon on both of those. You know what I'm saying? On both of those. Because we're gonna use that joint account to do some other things very soon coming up. All right. Yeah, bro. I found you through him. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I appreciate TD, man. He's a good brother, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you over here. We glad to have you. You know what I'm saying? We do shit a little bit different, but we have fun, man. You know, it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Yeah, and Izzy did one earlier this morning too. Yeah, he did. Reality Check Virtual Radio. Reality Check Virtual Radio. I'm gonna see actually. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna put both the links in the chat real quick. Hold on. Oh, look at this. You see this? TD already got the thing up. That's basically him silently telling me get the fuck off of the internet, Rob. So I'm gonna put the link in to Izzy's page real quick, and then I'm gonna put the link in to our joint page. All right. So this one is Izzy's right here. All right. So make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to that. Like I said, show him some support. All right. And then let me see. This is our joint one right here. This is the one with me and him. Make sure y'all subscribe to this too. Because like I said, we're gonna be using this too. All right, and hit the bell on it. This ain't a backup channel. Like we're going to actually be using this. All right. All right, y'all. I'm about to share this. I'm about to share this premiere window. Appreciate you, RGT. And me and TD will be on shortly. All right, go chill and enjoy yourself. I'm about to try to get on Tony's nerves. I'm gonna try to get him to stay on for about an hour and 15 minutes. You know, he be trying to wrap up real quick in about an hour. I'm gonna see if I can get him on there for an hour and 15. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for sticking around and having some fun with me. For anybody that catches on the replay, make sure you drop some comments. Let me know if you enjoyed the content or not, and I will catch you on the next one. All right. Peace.